then you can just we'll stream it right now, and you'll just take like the commercials.
Now's the time to beat the rush and come in to get the best deals on Central Iowa's largest selection of heat and glow fireplaces and gas inserts. Stop in today and see our fire experts. We'll find the heat and glow fireplace that's the best for your family at the best prices of the season. Heat and Glow, nobody builds a better fire.
Good evening and welcome to Johnston High School. It's time for high school basketball on the Central Iowa Sports Network. It's number 1 versus number 6. Good evening, everybody. Paul Yeager alongside Kate Jones and our producer Justin Halderson, and Pete Tarpey along with you from Johnston High School tonight. And Kate, we're back here talking about the Johnston Dragons and an incredible team. This is a squad that 6th best in the state. They've spent time at number 1. Not number 1 now, but guess who comes calling? The number 1 Indianola Indians. What do you see?
I'm telling you, I mean, one thing I noticed about Indianola, I mean, this year undefeated at this point in the season. I mean, I know it's been done before, but one thing about Indianola is that they've been doing with a plenty good wealth of talent, and I'm looking forward to a great game tonight.
It's a young group for Indianola and Coach Bert Hansen. Maggie McGraw is a freshman, 12.2 points a game. She's a 5'11 freshman, but she has a partner in crime on the low guard play, and that would be Grace Berg. She's a 6-footer sophomore, averaging 16.9 points a game. Berg plays kind of all over, but it's really the guard play. Berg and McGraw are very good, a very formidable foe for Johnston tonight.
Oh yeah, they're going to play a lot of double duty tonight. They're going to be really in charge of just terms of, I think, being the fact that they're both, one's a freshman and one's a sophomore. Are you kidding? That's a lot of youth, and I bet you Coach Bert Hansen's going to be one excited guy to have these girls back for a couple more years after that.
And this is a team, Indianola, that made it to the Class 4A state tournament. Last year they were in 4A. This year they're in 5. Coach Hansen has been around the block a time or two. He is in his 10th season at Indianola, but it's not his 10th season in coaching. Before that, he coached the boys and had state tournament trips before. This guy knows what he's doing.
Yeah, Bert Hansen, it was actually kind of funny. Actually, a couple nights ago, there was the Chris Street documentary was on about former Hawkeye great Chris Street, and they interviewed Coach Hansen, and one thing I think of Coach Hansen, he's a very honorable guy. He's a very good guy. He's a great man from Indianola. I just like how he's been in Indianola. He represents a lot of good about Indianola, and what do you know? He got a 15-0 girls basketball team.
Used to coach at Lake Mills as well, and oh, by the way, one of his assistants, you talk about Chris Street as a good athlete, and we'll talk about who is on his bench. We'll tease you just a little bit, and when we come back, we'll talk about the rest of this Indianola squad, and then break down the Johnston Dragons. This is CISN.TV.
Miss your hometown clothing store? The one that had it all? Everything to get the work done, all in one place? G&L Clothing is your hometown Iowa store. Stop in and see us, or we're only a click or phone call away. Family owned for nearly a century. G&L Clothing, 1801 Ingersoll, Des Moines.
G&L Clothing, your size, your style, we've got it all.
Combo, hot stuff, taco, yeah, even veggie and more. All of them piled high with the best toppings and 100% real cheese. Treat yourself special. Order specialty pizzas from Godfather's Pizza. The other guys.
Back at Johnston High School, Paul Yeager and Kate Jones, as we get you ready. We talk about the Indianola Indians. They just left the floor. One of their assistant coaches, former Major League Baseball player, Casey Blake. So it's kind of fun to see Casey on the bench as he retired from his career, played for the Indians, played for the Dodgers. Kind of had been around baseball. He's an Indianola native back there. Tough year for Casey. Lost his father in the offseason, who was well respected there, coach at Simpson. And that is something. But Blake is no stranger to good athletics, a very good athlete in his own right when he played for Indianola. Let's talk about those Johnston Dragons, Cade. This is a squad 11-11. This is a team that when they're hitting shots, they can do pretty much anything.
Yeah, one thing about Johnston I really, really enjoy watching about them is like they have some very good bench play. not only with their starting five. I know I just saw actually on the Shayna Stubbs, it looks like she must have got re-injured, it looks like. So that's got another tough break for Johnston, because I know she just came back from having a season-ending injury last year, and to see her back injured is very tough. But one thing about Johnston, they do kind of, yeah, you get rid of Stubbs, it kicks you down to 8, but still with those other 8 players, you're still going to have some good production.
Well, Stubbs hurt her ankle last night in practice, and they got her to the doctor today, and they're hoping to get her back in a couple of days. Might be a couple of games. It's all tough, and now it's just a matter of, do you get them back in time for the tournament run, which is really right around the corner, because as soon as we turn it to February, the district pairings come out for Class 4A and 5A on Monday, so in 5 days. So really, as I was talking to head coach Chad Gillick before the ball game, he said this game really is kind of down for possibly a 1 seed in the postseason tournament, because they could easily make a case for it. So this one has a lot. And here's the thing. Indianola wins tonight. You look at their schedule, they easily could go into the tournament undefeated.
Oh, yeah, that's one thing I'm looking forward to seeing in these postseason pairings, like how is everybody going to shape up? Who's going to be matched up where? Because Johnston with 3 losses, those losses that Johnston's had, I know one of them was to Waukee. I just wonder if Waukee will get matched up with Indianola, or Johnston could see Waukee again. It's just one of those things where it's just a tough conference here in the CIML.
And Indianola, really, as we mentioned, their 3 of their toughest games have been, they've beaten Valley and they have defeated Southeast Polk. So they've played just a couple of those tough teams, but you look at the losses that the Dragons have had: 2 Southeast Polk, 2 Mason City, and 2 Waukee. And you got to play Waukee twice, and you're going to have to play Dowling, and you have to play Valley, and you got Southeast Polk. You got to play Centennial. I think Indianola could say they've had the tougher schedule, but that doesn't. You still have to win the games, and that's what Indianola has been able to do.
Yeah, one thing about India, when I looked at their schedule, yeah, like you said, those 3 games that were against tough competition. Yes, they won them, but then you look at some of those 12 other games. they were just complete blowouts. I know one of them I noticed it was 39-26, so a low defensive affair right there. But, I think tonight we're going to see a high-scoring affair, but a close affair, I think.
Well, your key, if you look at the Johnston Dragons, it starts down low. Rachel Hinders and Taryn Knuth. Hinders 15.3 points a game, and Knuth 15.8. The 2 of them really just take all the rebounds for everybody. Knuth has got 118 boards on the season, and Hinders has 97. So those 2 have a huge advantage in my eyes, Cade. Just that height just says everything that no other 5A team can compare.
Yeah, not only the height, but the experience. They've been playing. I know Taryn started as a freshman, and she's been starting probably every game. I think when she started as a freshman, and Rachel saw a lot of starting experience as a sophomore too, so that could pay big dividends tonight, just that experience along with the height as well.
You look at the mental toughness, physical toughness. What do you have now as the calendar ends January and goes into February? Because this is where the games really start to matter. Because you easily could end up at Wells Fargo Arena if things go well. These 2 teams could end up both qualifying the way the districts get drawn. 5A has that luxury where they can kind of rubber band you. The joke is at the girls' union is that you take pins with schools around the state and you put rubber bands to put them all in the district, and sometimes those rubber bands get stretched and might snap, because you might put a Johnston in a district with, say, a Sioux City East and a Council Bluffs Thomas Jefferson and an Ottumwa, just to kind of get some of those better teams at state.
Well, I recall last year to get into the state tournament, Johnston had to go on the road all the way to Iowa City High. And, like you said, they stretch out those rubber bands. But, if state tournament appearances on the line, I'd be all up for traveling wherever if a state tournament appearance is on the line. Or you just sort of it's one of those games where if something big is on the line, you got to go do it. You got to go do it.
Now, this is a bellwether game, because you will find out how good Indianola is, and really, for that matter, how good Johnston is. I think this is a game that's going to have a lot of eyeballs on it, and we're glad that you're spending it with us here on CISN.TV. He's Cade Jones. I'm Paul Yeager. We'll have the starting lineups in just a moment, and we'll step away here in a moment. But first, I'm going to break down the starting lineups for Indianola. It's Maggie McGraw, a 5'11 freshman, averaging 12 points a game. Paige Nicholson is averaging 4.5 points a game and is a 71% free throw shooter. Nicholson is a 5'8 senior for the Indians. Maddie Glasscock is also a senior. She stands 5'6, averaging 3 points a game. Haley Vesey almost 9 points a game and is a 5'10 junior. And then Grace Berg, nearly 17 points a game, standing 6 feet tall and is a sophomore. For the Dragons, who are the home team, wearing white tonight, Ellie Brown, 5'11 junior. Ellie Brown, 12.5 points a game. Haley Towers, the senior, 5'10, almost 8 points a game. Haley Towers is 5'10 and is a senior. Jenna Johnson, a sophomore at 5'9 and 5.5 points a game, gets the start in place of Shayna Stubbs, so that's your best defensive player for the Dragons on crutches tonight and on those sidelines. Rachel Hinders, 15 points a game, and she is a 5'11 senior. And then Taryn Knuth, 6'4 junior, averaging 16 points a contest for head coach Chad Gillick. That is a look at your starting lineups. We will step away for just a moment here as we get you ready for basketball between Indianola and Johnston. It's McGraw, Nicholson, Glasscock, Vesey, and Berg for the Indians, who are 15-0, and for the 11-3 Johnston Dragons, it's Brown, Towers, Johnson, Hinders, and Knuth. They're 11-3 under the coaching of Chad Gillick. In 17 years of coaching, his fourth here at Johnston High School. We'll step away and get you the opening tip-off next on CISN.TV.
Hi, Ron here, head coach of Westside Auto Pros. When your car's on the injured reserve, you want to get it back in the game as soon as possible. I know that. That's why you need to bring it here to Westside Auto Pros. I have a team of experts that can fix almost every automotive injury. Whether it's a fractured joint, a brake, or if your car just got its bell rung, no problem. We can even do a complete physical on your car to make sure it's game ready for the entire season. So bring your car to Westside Auto Pros and we'll get it back in the starting lineup in no time. Hey, you guys are dogging it back here. Let's move it, move it, move it.
Miss your hometown clothing store? The one that had it all? Everything to get the work done, all in one place? G&L Clothing is your hometown Iowa store. Stop in and see us, or we're only a click or phone call away. Family owned for nearly a century. G&L Clothing, 1801 Ingersoll, Des Moines.
G&L Clothing, your size, your style, we've got it all.
End of the month, get up to $12,000 off select new Silverado All-Star Edition crew cabs at Schottenkirk Chevy in Waukee. New 2016 Cruise, only $9.99 to its signing, and that includes all taxes and fees. Only $159 per month. New 2016 Silverado All-Star Edition Double Cab 4x4, only $17.50 to its signing, and that includes all taxes and fees. Only $2.99 per month. Ring in the new year with a low payment. New 2016 Malibu, only $9.99 to its signing, includes all taxes. Only $185 per month. Hurry in for best selection. Schottenkirk Chevrolet on the west end of Hickman, Waukee.
Fireplace Superstore, we're building a new building because we wanted to add a little bit of room. Well, maybe more than just a little room. Mother Nature may have delayed our construction, but she hasn't delayed the sale. We're still making deals. So now's the time to beat the rush and come in to get the best deals on Central Iowa's largest selection of heat and glow fireplaces and gas inserts. Stop in today and see our fire experts. We'll find the heat and glow fireplace that's the best for your family at the best prices of the season. Heat and Glow, nobody builds a better fire.
It is time for high school basketball. It's number 1 Indianola and number 6 Johnston doing battle tonight at Johnston High School. Good evening, everybody. Paul Yeager alongside Cade Jones. So we get you ready. So, Cade, what do you see for keys in this ballgame?
I'll tell you one thing. I'm going to tell you one thing that's going to, for as far as key, I think it's going to be the crowd's one of the biggest thing because, you know, I've been doing some of these games, and this is the largest crowd I've ever seen for a Johnston girls game. I mean, it's amazing how much Indianola brought and Johnston brought. So I think the crowd's going to be a big factor. But in terms of what's going on the court, I mean, I would say Rachel Hinders and Taryn Knuth are the big keys for Johnston. And then I think also somebody like a player like Grace Berg and Maggie McGraw getting involved real soon.
All right, Knuth and Nicholson tip it off, and Johnston has it right away, and they are going left to right into that right hoop that you see wearing the white jerseys. Ellie Brown has it now on the wing extended. They go top of the key, trying to spin it around. Haley Towers sets her shot, shoots and scores. Nothing but the bottom of the net. 3 ball.
Good shot there, right there by Haley Towers, starting to find her rhythm. She's been kind of in a lull with the 3-point shot as of lately, so it's good to see her back.
They go back inside. Berg's shot is blocked by Knuth, and Knuth already with 1 block, make it 47 on the season as they tried to go to Berg early. Inside they go. Hinders back out. Ellie Brown says, hey, I can do it. Shot off the mark. Knuth gets the putback, puts it in for 2. 2 for Knuth, and it's quickly 5-0 Johnston. And we've only played 48 seconds.
I'll tell you one thing. That's probably a really good, smart move there, right there by Coach Hansen right there. Getting that timeout early, just kind of calm them down just a little bit. Like, just, you know, I assume they've been there before, but I see Coach Hansen just saying, you've got to, you know, play tough defense.
The Indians are averaging 57.9 points a game, and the Dragons bring in a 64.6. So you have about a 5-point swing. 7-point swing there. Doesn't matter if you just have to beat the opponent by 1 point. I think Kirk Ferentz said that a time or two this season.
Oh, many times, but they didn't come without a lot of really blowouts, though. They had some good games this year.
They did. All right, Indianola finally gets a little bit of an offense going as Nicholson looks to find some room there in the corner, looking for maybe a screen as they move Berg around the low block. She's doing all the work on the screens. They drive in. Pocket is picked of McGraw. Up ahead, it's Haley Towers, and she's tied up, and they're going to call it a foul on the floor. I think they're going to charge yeah, VC got it. I thought that's who maybe it was going to be called on. So VC picks up the foul. And the Dragons put it in play. Towers goes in low to Hinders. On the right block. Ball is knocked around and then finally corralled by Nicholson.
Indianola playing some quick basketball. That's one thing I've noticed. They got some very quick players. Nice cuts.
Glasscock in the lane, gives it up. And now you got a tie up there with McGraw. Glasscock for 3. Shot is no good. And Knuth had to struggle to get that one, and she saved it. Good hustle by Taryn Knuth.
So I think Indianola wanted it out of bounds right there, just couldn't get it. And I think Coach Hansen's letting the official know.
5-0 Johnston early on. 6-10 Towers for 3. Off the mark. Tipped by Knuth. And that's going to be Jenna Johnson fouled in the act of shooting.
I wonder if that was on number 43, Berg. Oh.
Yep.
34 VC, actually. That's her second personal.
Now, VC, a 5'10 junior, if you've got that tough assignment of having to battle Knuth or Hinders down low, it's going to be a long night.
Very long night. It's one thing that's a big key. You got to be able to shut down right underneath the basket if you are Indianola. Because that's one thing I noticed earlier about Waukee did a very good job is not letting Knuth have her way underneath.
And the free throw by Johnson is good. It's 6-0 now at the 6-minute mark in the first quarter. Nicholson has it on that far wing, and she just kind of dribbles, guarded closely there by Hinders. Glasscock at the free throw line. No good, and Knuth affected the pass and the shot, and Hinders gets credit for the board. Ellie Brown loses control, but she had some help by a tip away by Indianola as we have some tough play inside. No shot. Hinders trying to go quickly up ahead, kind of like that exchange last night. Kate, if you remember the Iowa State-Kansas game, there was that one stretch in the second half where both teams went full cross court, up and down for about 4 trips.
I actually went to that game last night. That's one of the best Iowa State games I've been at, but there's a nice shot there by Johnson.
Well, it's off to a good start for Johnson. They lead 8-0 now as 3 different Dragons have scored. Yeah, Cyclones different team in that second half, and they were lucky to only be down 2, or was it 4 at the half? 2. 4.
We just didn't I know we
Oh, it was 7 at the half? Man, what game? Oh, that's because they scored the 2 right at the bucket. I still would have been off. It would have been 5, stolen away by Knuth.
We made some mistakes last night, but I'm just glad we kind of cleaned up.
Towers goes inside. Knuth just over top of everyone. And now Brown, head fake. Off the mark. Towers chases it down, and she's going to be fouled. And that one will be on Maggie McGraw.
Say Indianola is in dire need of a basket and fast, because I saw number 15 looks like Carrington Cool checks into the game.
She's got 4 points on the season, 4 points a game for the season. She's a 5'8" sophomore. Inside Hinders, puts it on the floor, and they're going to say, I believe she traveled. Yep. Got a couple of cameras in front of me here, so forgive me if I stutter a time or two. Just like normal, though.
I'll tell you one thing.
I'll
tell you one thing. Justin and Peter did a good job of setting it up. I mean, we had just a little bit of the camera in there, but I mean, we'd be a little bit further over here in the booth, and we'd get both cameras in there sometimes.
Elbow shot is off the mark by Berg. The Indians get the rebound. Drive it up is McGraw, and Johnson will clear it out. Ellie Brown runs it up. Swung over 2 extra passes on that drive and just not quite falling for Knuth. Berg goes coast to coast for the most and 2. 8-2, finally, the Indians get on the board. Berg for a bucket.
Good job there by Berg. Just drove right across and just lays it up, and finally Indianola gets on the board. I think that's what they need right there to get in the game.
We're going to have a foul away. I tell you what, we're going to be shooting a bunch of free throws at the rate we're going now.
Oh, yeah. I think that was a foul was on Maddie Berg, too. That's her first personal, I believe.
First. That's the last basket by McGraw for the Indians.
In the corner, now back inside. Knuth misses. Cleared out by Vesey. Up ahead, Berg. 1, 2, buckle my shoe. 2 more for Berg. She's got 4.
That was a great job there by Grace Berg. Going right in. She's got 4 points right now. Looking good.
They've cut the lead in half, 8-4 with 3:22 to play. Indians jump. The pass, they go back to Hinders. Now Knuth for 3. No good. Hinders
up and have the presence of mind to put it right back up.
4th different Dragon to score. Turnover now on the other end, and now Johnson can add to this 10-4 lead.
It's not the mistake that I don't think Indianola wanted right there. Until Coach Hansen just did not like what he saw right there.
I don't think he's one of those coaches that let you know how he feels. 3 ball for Haley Towers is good. She's got 6, and they've all come via the 3.
So Haley Towers right now doing a good job beyond the arc right there. She's one of the players that can pull it from behind the arc, but also really do a good job on the inside.
5-0 run is ended as McGraw gets her own 3.
McGraw, fearless freshman. She's shown that pretty much the entire season so far. Hinders pulled up for a 3, missed it right there, but Paige Sierran gets the rebound. Almost took her head off right there with that rebound right there, but that was a good job there by McGraw nonetheless.
Now Indianola's starting to feel a little bit. Shot doesn't go, but a foul is going to be called on Berg between her and Knuth.
Probably not the ideal foul right there. I mean, she's already in foul trouble with 2.
So you're going to have to sit her down.
That's 16 fouls already on Indianola. We're only in the first quarter.
And Indianola is playing mostly, given a zone, looks like a box and 1 look. Brown kicks, left side, shot on the way, Sierran. No good. Keel. Now Glasscock. They go left side. Nicholson thought about it. Now she's going to drive.
Nicholson almost got the rebound right there, but no good job there by Berg on that steal.
Nicholson does. 3 ball again, corner pocket. Good! Keel for 3. It's now cut into a 3-point lead with a buck and a half to play.
So she didn't get it the earlier time right there, but she was able to get it on the second try, though. Good job shot there by Keel. It's a 1-possession game.
And Berg denies the pass inside to Knuth.
What you got to do, I mean, you got to really, Taryn Knuth is very physical underneath. And one thing you got to do, you have to power out physically. You have to earn it. They got to start to get those steals and kind of contest your shots.
Minute 20 to play. Ellie Brown gets it in the corner. Trying to shake and bake. The shot 15. Knuth goes over Hoyman. Fans wanting over the back, but there wasn't any displacement there. There is no such thing. Oh, nice shot. McGraw comes back.
And McGraw with a little, she put a little, like jump in her, pep in her step after that shot. She was a little pumped up. I like that.
Lead down to 1, under a minute to play. Brown. Towers, 3. No. And that is going to be a foul on McGraw. It wasn't the over the back. It was that got her on the hand on the back side.
Yeah, that's Maggie McGraw's first. No, that's going to be your second personal.
So you have McGraw with 2, VC with 2, and Berg with 2, all for the Indians.
It's not ideal right there, especially in this state in the game.
At the free throw line, Jenna Johnson. Nothing but net. She gets the first to go. 4 points for her. 2 of them have been free throws. Makes the lead 2 with 43.9 seconds to play. Second one just as good as the first. Now with 5, Dragons by 3.
Scrappy bunch from Indianola. They just keep coming at you.
Down at 1 point, 13-4, have roared back to get within 1 and now within 3. That's Hoyman. Now back for Nicholson. Keel. Hoyman drives, and she's going to get the bucket and the foul.
Wow, Hoyman was really pumped up after that one. That was a big shot right there. Got right in and drew the foul.
Got a foul on 14, Siren. It's her first.
So Siren.
For the Indians, number 5, Hannah Lester.
With 16.2 seconds to play, Indianola, I didn't think you would say this, they have a chance to tie the ball game.
Yep, 15-14, and just gets this free throw by Hoyman. Yeah, it's a tie game.
Hoyman on the season.
Misses on that one.
Misses that one, though. On the season, hasn't had a bunch of free throws opportunities, and maybe there's a reason. 10 seconds, Johnson will hold for 1 with the ball and up 1. Brown drives, off the glass for 2.
Good shot there by Ellie Brown.
And that'll be how the quarter ends. It's Johnston 17, Indianola 14. We've played 1 on CISN.TV.
Think they know what special means. At Godfather's Pizza, we do special, and we do it better. We add the T. There's a Godfather specialty pizza with your name on it. Classic combo, all meat combo, hot stuff, taco, yeah, even veggie and more. All of them piled high with the best toppings and 100% real cheese. Treat yourself special. Order specialty pizzas from Godfather's Pizza. The other guys, they think they know what special means. At Godfather's Pizza, we do special, and we do it better. We add the T. There's a Godfather specialty pizza with your name on it. Classic combo, all meat combo, hot stuff, taco, yeah, even veggie and more. All of them piled high with the best toppings and 100% real cheese. Treat yourself special. Order specialty pizzas from Godfather's Pizza. The other guys.
Welcome back to Johnston High School. Johnston, Iowa, in the northern suburbs of Des Moines. Some of the media not covering the Iowa caucus. Covering high school girls basketball. Indianola, number 1 in 5A, according to Tony Etsetti of the Central Iowa Sports Network. He's got Indianola number 1, Johnson number 6, and right now it's a tie ball game. 17-all.
Carrington Keel coming up big again. That's her second three-pointer of the game. Same location, I think.
And we have a tie, my friend. Tied at 17. 3 from way out.
But Ellie Brown, that was that huge three-point shot. That's her first of the game. Just pulled right back up. Johnson back up by 3. Big one.
2017 as we're underway in the second quarter. Indianola in their road purple, white trim. Go in the corner for Nicholson. That's Hoyman's shot, no good. Hoyman fights off Knuth. And it's going to be a push. Oh, they're going to call that one on Hoyman. Hoyman getting a few more minutes here as you've got Berg, VC, and McGraw all with 2 fouls. But McGraw is back in there. Berg is in there. Hoyman. Who else is out there? There's 2 more. Let's see.
Keel's out there, and also looks like number 32 Glasscock's out there.
Glasscock, one of the starters. So Knuth will go the length of the court, and she'll shoot a free throw. The 1-and-1. And misses the front end. Lead remains 3 with 7 minutes to play. Glasscock right side for Berg. Puts the move on Knuth, drives and kicks.
Pass there by Berg right there.
It's a big-time play right there, actually. That's
kind of a nervous pass.
What a move, a spin, and then Knuth with the block.
Indianola wanted the foul. They couldn't get it, but that was a nice defensive play, though, nonetheless, by Taryn Knuth.
Johnson thinks about the 3. Leaves it for Knuth. One more pass inside. Knuth on the cut. Can't convert. Hoyman tipped it to Nicholson. Good call there, Cade.
Nice heads-up play there by Hoyman.
Indianola running that flash motion offense. They kind of cut and drive. 3-pointer on the way. And good from Anna Hoyman. She's now got 5. And guess what, Cade? We're tied.
Back to a 20-20 game. You got to love it so far. Both teams are just really making some big shots. Both crowds are really getting into it.
Second tie of the game. Hinders. I'm sorry, that's now Hinders has. She's blocking out for Knuth. The pass was from Towers. Knuth ends that tie. She wants no part of it.
So far, it looks like Knuth has 4 points on the game, and 2 of those points coming off free throws.
Berg drives, loses the handle, but gets it back. Sets a screen on the 3. No good. McGraw's shot goes long, but then McGraw gets it back.
The picture pocket right there. That was a big play.
Can she do it? 3, good!
My goodness, she's feeling it, and the crowd is up for Indianola. Wow.
Grace Berg. Wow. First lead of the game for the Indians. We'll step away for a moment. 5:16 to play on CISN.TV. Took them a quarter and almost a half to get the lead, but number 1, Indianola, takes the lead. You gotta have it once to do a
Yeah, I'll tell you one thing. I think I took some good words from Coach Hansen in the huddle right there, just kind of in those breaks, calm the girls down, and boy, they're just lights out so far from the three-point line.
Oh, Johnson was wide open. Heyman got a hand on it. Hoyman, that is, up ahead. McGraw pulls up. Should have just gone up strong.
It's like a little freshman mistake right there. No big deal.
I think she'll bounce back from it. She's a good player. Down inside, Hinders. Shot is blocked by Berg. Cross court, Haley Towers thinks about it. Actually doesn't even think about it. She just passes it. Inside they go again on the zone. Knuth puts it back in for 2. That was all but a lost possession.
Yeah, I mean,
so they got it back.
Had a couple chances for a steal right there, just couldn't get it.
So Knuth now with 6 gives the lead back to the hometown Dragons. Hoyman looks right, dribbles left, loses it, but it was knocked away by Rachel Hinders.
Kind of lost control. Looks like maybe going up, but yeah, his last tip was on Hinders. Hoyman leaves the game. It looks like we called a timeout by Coach Hansen. Looks like
4 minutes, 1 second to play here in the second quarter. It is Johnston 24, Indianola 23. A quick look at the scoring for the leading Dragons. It's Haley Towers with 6. They've all come via the 3. Taryn Knuth also has 6. Jenna Johnson with 5, and Ellie Brown has 5. For the Indians, it's Keel with 6, Hoyman with 5, but Grace Berg, the sophomore, has 7.
Wow.
So both teams just have 4 players that have scored, Kate.
Yeah, usually they're the players that we've kind of been discussing earlier in the pregame, I noticed, and maybe get some of those other players involved.
So Indianola will put it in under their own basket at the D on the floor where it says Dragons. McGraw's got to get it in, and she does, finally, to Vesey, who's back into the ballgame. And again, that cut and flash. And the pass to the front row of the Johnston student section.
Just a miscommunication there on the pass. I think Keel was thinking one thing, and I think either McGraw or I think number 23, Nicholson, was thinking another thing.
Searin had it for a moment. She's flashing again that she's open on the right wing, but they go back to the left. Inside, Knuth wide open. 2 more.
Pretty almost automatic sometimes that she gets like a free run in there.
Knuth now with 8, and the lead back to 3. Foul will be on the ground on Ellie Brown. So I'll tell you what, McGraw, I think, had a little bit of a big stage jitter for a moment to start this game, but then she's all of a sudden stepped back up, as has Berg. Berg has been playing now for 2 years.
It's amazing what happens when you make a couple shots. It gives some of those freshmen a big shot right there. But who's that, number 34?
That was Vesey back into the ballgame, ties it up at 26.
So you give the freshmen a couple good shots, and they get their confidence sky rockets.
Third tie of the ball game. We were tied at 17, 20, and now 26. Right side, Indianola for the lead. That shot's off the mark. Ellie Brown the board.
I think Nicholson had a good look right there, and then a Johnson player just went right after her, and I think it kind of messed up the shot a little bit.
Hinder's shot is errant, and there's going to be a jump ball as the 2 players, both, they're going to say that's Knuth and Vesey, were tied up for that. Johnston fans not too pleased with that call.
Nope, Indianola not pleased at all. As well as Coach Hansen not pleased with that official right over there.
We got quite a few people here starting to filter in. A lot of media. This is a game that's on cable that you'll see tomorrow night. You can watch us live now or archive as well.
Oh yeah.
Ellie Brown drives. No, won't go. Gets her own board. Loose ball, looks more like a volleyball play. Top of the key, 3 ball. Hinders, no good.
That was a nice rebound. Who was that? Nicholson. That was a good job flying right in there.
McGraw loses the handle, and then all of a sudden she's tied up in the corner.
Nice pass.
Cutting Berg, and then she's fouled. Oh, my. Knuth picks it up. Good heads-up play. You can tell that McGraw and Berg, that is a duo. That's an excellent duo that's got a lot of great basketball ahead of them.
Oh, yes. I mean, one thing about McGraw, I mean, they're going to be getting some good looks from colleges, but wow, that's a great duo. They're very mature beyond their years.
We'll have to see how Grace Berg plays, if she's all-state worthy or not. We'll have to just lobby those people that maybe help put those lists together as the second free throw is good. Grace Berg,
oh yes,
had played at the state tournament last year, hoping to get there again. I remember last year at the state tournament. I think John Naughton of the Des Moines Register can attest to this story. It was about that exact time, I think it was maybe even the day Indianola played, if not the day before, that the reclassification of 3A, 4A, 5A had gone out. Indianola found out they were going back to 5A where they had been 4A, and I know Coach Hansen wasn't real pleased about that, but it's worked out so well so far for his team. They are up 28-26 on the 2 free throws by Berg.
And that's kind of good, but also it's interesting about the Iowa High School Girls Athletic Union. You see some of those schools that are kind of small 4A schools, and they're big 5A, and now they're getting the 5A squads. But wow, gotta like this defense being played there by Indianola.
Well, and Johnston's got the ball way out on the top of the key. Brown finally just dribbles, and then shoots.
Who's going to get this one?
And it's going to be cleared by the Indians. Up ahead. McGraw kicks it left side, or right side, no good. Shot off the mark. Rebound by Brown.
I think VC took that. I think it was VC took that 3-point shot, but wow.
Hinders has kind of been quiet tonight. I know Hinders has 2 points. It's been a lot of Knuth. I don't know if that's a product of the zone that's being thrown at the Dragons, and Coach Gillick said before the game he fully expected Indianola to throw him a zone, and he was right. And so far, Johnston's not getting the shots to fall here in this second quarter. We're at a minute to play before half. Johnston trails on their home court by 2. Ball is kicked. They'll reset as we're right at that minute mark. 28-26, Indianola with the lead. They at one time, Cade, in this game trailed 13-4.
It's one of those things. It's called, biggest thing is persistence. I mean, just, you've probably been there before. You get behind. I mean, you're not going to play every single game, and, you're not going to be ahead by so much. I mean, we're going to eventually play Johnston sometime down in the season, and, you get behind and just say, hey, we're a good team. We just got to get into the game a little bit more. We're just warming up in a way.
Seaman goes inside to Hinders. Loses it on the floor, tipped away. As Grace Berg doing the dirty work again. VC has it across the timeline. McGraw holds it over. 40 seconds to play before half. Indians might just hold for one.
Looks like they plan on doing that. I mean, who knows? A lot can happen now, but wow.
27 seconds to play. Tipped away, Siren. Seeing a lot more her. Not in the lineup tonight because of an injury, Shayna Stubbs. She's on crutches, and she's sitting at the end of that Johnson bench. You can see her in the white shirt at the end on the far left of your screen as we approach the 20-second mark.
Usually a great defensive threat in Shayna Stubbs for Johnson. It's too bad to see her out with an injury.
McGraw drives on Siren, kicks, tipped. Johnson's going to get a chance. 8 seconds. Ball goes out of bounds, and Indianola will get it back. 6.4. And Coach Gillick, you could, not saying I can read lips. Don't think he said anything, but you know what he was thinking.
Yep. I can only imagine. One thing about Coach Gillick, he's one of the best kind of coaches I like in terms of like hand signals and stuff like that.
Gotta like that stand-up rule, too.
Oh, yes.
5 seconds to play. 4. 3 ball from way out, and it goes long. Holy buckets. Maggie McGraw from the timeline. She was at midcourt. Didn't need to be.
I thought that was going in, and for a second, like, that might have a chance, but just didn't go in. But nonetheless, a great first half played by both teams.
28-26. Indianola with the lead. That is crazy. Trailed 13-4 in this contest, and now we go into break. 28-26. So a 14-point quarter for the Indians and a 9-point quarter for Johnston in this contest, Cade. And that's, expected a good game. But the way Johnston came out, and it's the same way they started, if you remember the Waukee game that we did a couple of weeks ago, same scenario. Johnston came out, guns a-blazing. They were hitting everything. And then all of a sudden, the visiting team made a comeback. Johnston led at halftime in that ball game in Waukee against Waukee and ended up losing. This one they're trailing, so maybe they're thinking, all right, we're trailing, maybe we can win this game, kind of change that up. But do a quick look at the score. We'll do that in a moment, but your first half thoughts.
Wow, I mean, like you said, Johnson really got out fast, but like I said, I mean, I think that, kind of that timeout called by Hansen just to calm the troops down and also just switch up some defensive schemes, I think, and I think it showed. I mean, Taryn Knuth, yes, she has 8 points, but, I mean, you look at Rachel Hinders, we talked about her in the pregame, she only has 2 points this whole game. And I think they've done a good job in terms of just shutting that down and also getting people like, you got Grace Berg involved and Maggie McGraw involved, as well as players off the bench. I mean, Anna Hoyman's done very good off the bench, as well as I think it was Carrington Keel was another player off the bench I was been very impressed with. But I think it's just in the persistence of Indianola's kind of what's been impressing me, I think.
Hinders and Knuth average 31 points a game together, and right now they're at 10, and their pace should be about 15 if you want to go by averages. Knuth with 8, Hinders with 2, Johnson with 5, Towers has 6. Her threes came in the first quarter, and then she never got to see the ball again after that. She touched the ball and wasn't looking to shoot, and with that 2-3 zone, that's what you're trying to do. I'm not exactly sure why. Maybe she's not taking more of those shots. That's, just observation, don't know. Brown with 5, who trying to run that offense there, kind of holding it for a couple of shots and just kind of driving, and they're trying to get it in Knuth, and they are. Knuth could probably have, 3 more buckets. Hinders has missed a couple of close ones. But it's hard when you've got an elbow or a body on you like that. It's tough in the paint.
Oh, very tough. I mean, but Indianola did a good job of putting on the clamps a little bit on some of Johnston's possessions. And Johnston, like you said, they've had a couple shot times where they've been open to take a 3-point shot. Like Jenna Johnson had a couple down here from the right wing and just didn't pull up and take them. But, I mean, maybe I think Coach Gillick could say maybe at halftime, hey, if you've seen these open shots, take them.
We do not have rosters for this 4-on-4 game going on in front of us, but it'd be kind of fun to see.
I think it would too. A couple of future stars I think that's for Johnston. I'm not positive, but
yeah, future Dragons here. And for the Indians, who, as we said, trailed at the beginning of the quarter, 17-14. We're down 13-4 in this ball game. Went on a great run in the second quarter, 14-9. They outscored the Dragons, mostly behind Grace Berg. She has 9. 4 of those points coming in the second quarter. Keel has 6 off the bench. McGraw has 5. Hoyman has 5. VC has 3. VC in foul trouble with 2, as does Berg, as does McGraw. So think about that side of things. You've got those foul issues to consider. So if you're Johnston, are you drawing up plays to keep trying to get Indianola in some more foul trouble?
I really do think so. I mean, one thing about Berg's may have been a real big difference, I kind of feel like, in that first half. And, yeah, she's in foul trouble with 2. But, but Johnson's done a good job so far underneath the basket anyway, trying to feed those players. So, I don't imagine doing anything different.
If we were keeping rebound stats, I would imagine Johnston's probably outscoring them maybe on a 10-8 pace, something like that. Not everything, maybe even 10-6. It's just a much better pace for Johnston, but they're missing some of those shots underneath. Hot shooting, though, by Indianola in that second quarter specifically.
Oh, yeah, especially for them beyond the arc. I mean, they were just hitting them left and right pretty much.
Yep. All right, we're going to step away for a couple of minutes and take a break, collect our breath, and check in with a couple of things, and we'll get you reset for that second half coming your way. It's Indianola, the number 1 team in Class 5A of the CISN.TV poll, and the number 6 team, the Johnston Dragons. It's Indianola 28, Johnston 26. Back after this.
Hi, Ron here, head coach of Westside Auto Pros. When your car's on the injured reserve, you want to get it back in the game as soon as possible. I know that. That's why you need to bring it here to Westside Auto Pros. I have a team of experts that can fix almost every automotive injury, whether it's a fractured joint, a brake, or if your car just got its bell rung, no problem. We can even do a complete physical on your car to make sure it's game ready for the entire season. So bring your car to Westside Auto Pros and we'll get it back in the starting lineup in no time. Hey, you guys are dogging it back here. Let's move it, move it, move it.
Here at Fireplace Superstore, we're building a new building because we wanted to add a little bit of room. Well, maybe more than just a little room. Mother Nature may have delayed our construction, but she hasn't delayed the sale. We're still making deals. So now's the time to beat the rush and come in to get the best deals on Central Iowa's largest selection of heat and glow fireplaces and gas inserts. Stop in today and see our fire experts. We'll find the heat and glow fireplace that's the best for your family at the best prices of the season. Heat and Glow, nobody builds a better fire.
Clothing store, the one that had it all, everything to get the work done, all in one place. G&L Clothing is your hometown Iowa store. Stop in and see us, or we're only a click or phone call away. Family owned for nearly a century. G&L Clothing, 1801 Ingersoll, Des Moines.
G&L Clothing, your size, your style, we've got it all.
They think they know what special means. At Godfather's Pizza, we do special, and we do it better. We add the T. There's a Godfather specialty pizza with your name on it. classic combo, all meat combo, hot stuff, taco, yeah, even veggie and more. All of them piled high with the best toppings and 100% real cheese. Treat yourself special. Order specialty pizzas from Godfather's Pizza. The other guy.
Hi, Ron here, head coach of Westside Auto Pros. When your car's on the injured reserve, you want to get it back in the game as soon as possible. I know that. That's why you need to bring it here to Westside Auto Pros. I have a team of experts that can fix almost every automotive injury. Whether it's a fractured joint, a brake, or if your car just got its bell rung, no problem. We can even do a complete physical on your car to make sure it's game ready for the entire season. So bring your car to Westside Auto Pros and we'll get it back in the starting lineup in no time. Hey, you guys are dogging it back here. Let's move it, move it, move it.
To $12,000 off select new Silverado All-Star Edition crew cabs at Schottenkirk Chevy in Waukee. New 2016 Cruise, only $9.99 to its signing, and that includes all taxes and fees. Only $159 per month. New 2016 Silverado All-Star Edition Double Cab 4x4, only $17.50 to its signing, and that includes all taxes and fees. Only $2.99 per month. Ring in the new year with a low payment. New 2016 Malibu, only $9.99 to its signing, includes all taxes and fees. Only $185 per month. Hurry in for best selection. Schottenkirk Chevrolet on the west end of Hickman, Waukee.
Here at Fireplace Superstore, we're building a new building because we wanted to add a little bit of room. Well, maybe more than just a little room. Mother Nature may have delayed our construction, but she hasn't delayed the sale. We're still making deals. So now's the time to beat the rush and come in to get the best deals on Central Iowa's largest selection of heat and glow fireplaces and gas inserts. Stop in today and see our fire experts. We'll find the heat and glow fireplace that's the best for your family at the best prices of the season. Heat and Glow, nobody builds a better fire.
We're ready for half number 2 between Indianola. They're the visitor on the scoreboard. They have 28 points, and the home team, Johnston Dragons, have 26. Paul Yeager alongside Kate Jones, and our producer today, Justin Halderson, and our camera operator. I call him great, but just because he's the boss. Pete Tarpey tonight, doing it all. And Kate, if you look at this, we talked a little bit about what you'd discuss at halftime. If you're Indianola, what do you think you're talking about?
I think you're Indianola. You just keep doing what you've been doing. I mean, I think I also probably put a little more clamps down on maybe inside underneath with, Knuth being such a threat, and then always kind of locating those outside shooters. Because one thing I've noticed, Johnston, sometimes they don't take a whole lot of those open shots, especially like with Haley Towers. Just know where she probably is, and as well as Ellie Brown, because she's very quick and bringing that ball down. She's kind of like Monte Morris in a way, just flies right by you sometimes. If you're not ready, watch out. But yeah, I think the biggest thing is also just putting the clamps down underneath, but also just keep doing what you've been doing.
Brown's got the speed. She certainly does have that DNA build up there. And as you take a look at, I'm kind of watching Johnston shoot those threes, and many of them are going in from the outside and trying to get a look at Haley Towers. I've only seen her shoot the ball once, as the rest of them have kind of been shooting there. And Towers missed on those 2 opportunities. And if you look on the other side of Indianola, they just keep shooting it. And, that's, you always ask those coaches, what do you tell the girls or the players who may be a good shooter on most nights, and if it's not going your way, what do you tell them? And they usually just say, just keep shooting.
Yeah, it's either going to go in or it's not, pretty much. It doesn't, feather out. You have your hot nights, but also you have some nights where you're just not maybe on, but yeah, that's the thing. Just keep shooting away and just play tough defense as well.
Indianola has 28, and they are led by Grace Berg and her 9. Anna Hoyman, the junior, has 5. Carrington Keel, a sophomore, has 6. Maggie McGraw, the freshman, has 5. And then Haley Vesey has 3 points. So you have underclassmen of Berg for 9. And then Keel is a sophomore for 6. That's 15, plus another 5 from McGraw. 20 of your 28 points have, after this year, 2 years to play.
Yeah.
Future looks good for Indianola.
Very, very good. Coach Hansen has to be excited right now. And some other players, not besides these 2, but you could bring Haley Vesey back next year. I mean, and then those other players that are going to be coming up possibly in the future that are like in junior high right now. Who knows what the future could hold? But yeah, that's a good starting point right there for the future.
Well, and for Johnson Knuth, I mean, she has 8 points. She's a junior. She leads the Dragons, who have 26 on the board. Haley Towers has 6. Ellie Brown, the junior, has 5. Jenna Johnson, the sophomore, has 5. So if you look at their underclassmen, Brown's 5, Johnson's another 5, that's 10 plus 8, 18. So Knuth, 18 of their 26, so about that same percentage coming from your underclassmen. It's good. Johnson is built, they were close to making the semifinals last year at state, just couldn't quite beat Dowling. This year they are looking to go all the way to the finals, as is Indianola. Just like we saw with Waukee, you could easily see a Johnston Waukee or a Indianola Johnston Waukee, one of those schools in purple, you can almost pencil in to the state tournament and maybe making a deep run. We begin half number 2, quarter number 3, as Berg drives in. Shot is blocked by Knuth, tipped away. Brown has it.
Good job there by Taryn Knuth, just not saying, not up in here pretty much, just sends it right back down.
Towers not even thinking about the shot there. I'm not sure what's going on there. Knuth inside, turnaround is good. That's what you do.
Just feed it, and she puts it back up. She has 10.
Game back tied at 28. Knuth now with 10. Shot in the lane before. Oh, she's going to say travel. Turnover. Very few turnovers tonight on both sides of the ball. Very high-level game being played.
See, some of these mistakes are still not kind of going against Indianola, so.
Brown dishes it in. Hinders.
That's one thing about Rachel Hinders. I was kind of waiting for all kind of games. See if she gets involved. Maybe that could be the start of something right there.
Didn't score in the second quarter. She now has 2 to add to her 2, so she's got 4. The give and go. Underneath, shot is blocked. They're going to say it's on the body. VC went in. Knuth thought she had the block, but the official from behind said a little too much contact.
I think a fair call right there.
But they're going to give it on Johnson instead. I thought that was Knuth, wasn't it?
That was, I would have thought, yeah, it looks like they give it on Johnson. I could have swore it was on Knuth. Nonetheless, I know VC just made that first free throw shot, but I swear that was on Miss Taryn Knuth, but I could be wrong.
I'm with you right there. Both free throws are good by VC. It's now back to a 30-point contest. 30-30 tonight on 30-30. Oh, wait, that's not a TV show.
30 for 30, on the other hand, is a good TV show.
It is a good TV show.
I noticed some really good shows coming up. Nice steal there, though, by number 32, Glasscock.
And the pass is tipped away and out of bounds, and it'll stay on the right side of your screen and Indianola ball. Yes, 30 for 30 on ESPN. Very good program. I was going more for the 2020
oh, yes.
reference.
2020, also a good show.
Not my vision, 2020. Drive it in. McGraw kicks. Berg, 3. Yes!
Big shot there by Berg. I think that's her second of the night so far.
33-30. 6:22 to go. Inside shot no good, and now Indianola clears it out by, you guessed it, Grace Berg. She is taking control of this ball game.
And that's what Coach Hansen wants out of her. He wants just her to get and stay involved in this game and continue doing what she does on the defensive side. And there's another player right there, Maggie McGraw.
McGraw, they were trying to go for the pick and roll. Good defense there by Johnston to snuff that out. Three-pointer on the way. No good by Glasscock.
Got right in there. And follow the foul. So she pushed off right there. That is her third.
That's tough. So Berg, foul number 3. She's got 12.
I was going to tell you, Berg almost got the rebound right there. Just happened to run into Towers right there. Towers went really hard to the floor, too.
They go inside to Knuth, and she kind of loses it momentarily. Brown has it, goes back inside Hinders, kick it out. Towers, 3. Good! Haley Towers, 9.
All beyond the arc.
Inside quickly up ahead. Berg puts a nice move to the hole, but Knuth sniffs it out, blocks it out.
Fast-paced game right now, Paul.
Lord help us. We're tied at 33, our 6th tie of the ball game. Johnston with the chance to take the lead after throwing a stop at the other end, and they do! Knuth. She's got 12.
I'll tell you one thing, Johnston's starting to feel it right now. 35-33, but Indianola with a big possession right here.
Driving. Glasscock pass tipped by Hinders. Good ability there. Indianola gets it back. Berg thinks to make a move on Knuth behind the back.
I think Glasscock could have pulled up for one, didn't
I think she thought about it. The cut from McGraw on Brown. The shot is good, or no good, but the foul is going to be on Brown. That's a big-time move by the freshman, Maggie McGraw.
Yeah, she is playing. I mean, I think McGraw so far I believe she only has 5 points, but, I mean, she's done her work, though, however, for both for Indianola.
Brown headed to, has verbally committed to the University of Missouri to play basketball.
Wow.
As the freshman McGraw, her first free throw is good. She now has 6. And the Indians are within 1. 35-34. 4:34 to play third quarter. Second shot is good by McGraw. And guess what, Cade?
We're tied again, I think.
Tied again. Brown. Nice behind the back. Inside feed pass. Hinders on the block. Good.
So Hinders did a good job right there. One thing about Johnson, they've been starting to feed a lot underneath, and sometimes it's almost automatic with Hinders and Knuth underneath that bucket.
Berg puts the move on Knuth and then has her pocket picked by Johnson. Up ahead for the layup. It's good.
Jenna Johnson with a steal right there, and just kind of looked like Christian McCaffrey running away from people right there all the way up for a layup, and it's Johnson back to a 2-possession game.
You just gave Hawkeye fans a nightmare. 4-0 run for the Dragons.
That's the one thing I will say about that is that's like the one memory of that Rose Bowl is McCaffrey just being
dominant.
Yeah, I just don't know. I can't even describe what he did, but
godlike.
Yeah.
He looked like one of those Greek gods in control. Skying for the rebound is Ellie Brown. And Indianola down 4, could go down even more. Knuth gets the feed pass and the bucket. And that's going to be a timeout. 6-0 run for the Johnston Dragons. 41-35, 3:27 to play. We'll take a break on CISN.TV.
Here at Fireplace Superstore, we're building a new building because we wanted to add a little bit of room. Well, maybe more than just a little room. Mother Nature may have delayed our construction, but she hasn't delayed the sale. We're still making deals. So now's the time to beat the rush and come in to get the best deals on Central Iowa's largest selection of heat and glow fireplaces and gas inserts. Stop in today and see our fire experts. We'll find the heat and glow fireplace that's the best for your family at the best prices of the season. Heat and Glow, nobody builds a better fire.
Conference wrestling tournament and boys and girls basketball.
Justin Halderson says it's time to go to work, Paul. All right, I will. I'm Paul Yeager. That's Cade Jones. Say hi, Cade.
Hey, what's up? How we doing?
Pete Tarpey on camera tonight here at Johnson High School. 3:27 to play, third quarter. Johnston on a 6-0 run, 41-35, done mostly by Taryn Knuth.
Taryn Knuth been big tonight. I mean, she has 14 on the game. Been a big difference underneath the basket, and that's one thing we talked about at halftime was putting the clamps down underneath for Indianola, and so far they haven't been really putting that up exactly, but I mean, hopefully they made the changes right there with the timeout break called by Coach Hansen. If you're Coach Gillick, I imagine you say, hey, let's keep feeding her.
Indianola goes to work as they go to McGraw now in front of the Indianola bench. Kind of the pick and roll. Hoyman. Inside pass to McGraw is good. All right, that's VC. It's VC.
It's VC, okay.
And so the drive is stopped at 6-2. Tipped pass inside, and just like that, Indianola can make this a one-possession game. Shot off the mark. Brown gets it for the Dragons.
So McGraw was looking for it right there. Bestwick has a chance right there for a three or go right in, but nope. This is back up to Brown.
Inside, they're just kind of passing around. Ellie Brown, top of the key. Shot no good. Hinders. Cleans it up, puts it up. In for 2.
Hinders and Knuth have been been huge so far this third quarter for Johnston. Berg went all the way up, had her shot blocked, and blocked again.
Twice, and then the second time they're going to say it wasn't a block, but it was a foul. Close. We're from up here, can't quite tell, but it looked like 2 clean blocks by Knuth.
Yeah, those officials see one thing, we see another. The official gets the call.
The officials say that's only her first foul on the board. So
I only have 2 on here.
I had 2 on here, and Berg gets the friendly roll. And that's now 13 for Berg. Misses the second. Knuth the board. 43-38, 2:10 to play, third quarter.
Put it up.
Knuth clears it up top to Brown, putting on a dribble clinic and going for it. That's going to be a jump ball. Haley Towers and Grace Berg. Towers kind of looked like she was trying to make the play at home, trying to get that tag that runner out. Very good pitcher for the Johnston Dragons. Won the state title 2 years ago. Made it again to the state tournament last year. Came up a little bit short.
See, I believe Towers is going to Western Kentucky for softball.
For softball, yeah.
So I think Johnston's got 6 Division I recruits, and it's not all for basketball, but like 6 Division I recruits on their team. It's impressive.
It is very impressive, and I think, many schools would like to just have one, and you know who that one was that went through your small school or even your large school for that matter. And here you've got 6 on one team. And they play a lot of sports.
Yeah, and they excel at them. There, it's not like maybe you're just good at one, and then you're kind of average. Oh, but there's a nice play by Brown.
Great cut. She came from the top of the key, and Brown gets 2. And then they're going to say, the officials say that Hoyman and McGraw crossed the out-of-bounds line. So now, at 1:38, Johnston can extend this lead here. Knuth from 4 is short. Rebound, Nicholson. Driving in. Berg, she's fouled. I think they're going to get Johnson on that one.
So they got Brown, actually. I think it was Ellie Brown.
So they got her at the top of the key. Johnston will be at Urbandale on Friday. They've won 3 straight. Ames, Ankeny to get here. And then beat Valley on Friday, so they've beaten Ames, Ankeny, and Valley. 45-38, and the rebound's cleared away by...
So that was VC.
By VC. 1:14 to play, third quarter. Making a cut for the ball is McGraw, and she has it now. Driving on Brown. 2 steps and a scoop. Just the way it's drawn up on the playground.
Good job right there by McGraw, just kind of with the finger roll right there. We got just under a minute left to go.
And Johnson, are they going to hold it for 1 for the final minute? I guess at least they look like they are. McGraw now has 9. Brown with the basketball has 7 and 3 fouls. We've got 40 seconds to play here, second quarter.
Yep, Johnston students and Indianola students both getting kind of into it a little bit. It's the magic of school spirit.
As long as they're friendly about it, right?
Exactly.
They can't say, this isn't Wisconsin.
Yes.
15 seconds to play. Wait for about 5 more, and then Indianola will step out and try to play a little more defense. 10 seconds. Here they go. Brown. She's going to drive and kick. Gets the ball back. 3 seconds. 2. The shot on the way. Banks it and scores as the buzzer sounds. Ellie Brown. I meant to do that.
Wow, what a great shot by Brown. Got the lucky bank right there. And it's an 8-point Johnston lead.
The final 8 minutes when we come back. It's the hometown Johnston Dragons leading Indianola 48-40. Back after this on CISN.TV.
Miss your hometown clothing store? The one that had it all? Everything to get the work done, all in one place? G&L Clothing is your hometown Iowa store. Stop in and see us. Or we're only a click or phone call away. Family owned for nearly a century. G&L Clothing, 1801 Ingersoll, Des Moines.
G&L Clothing. Your size, your style, we've got it all.
They think they know what special means. At Godfather's Pizza, we do special, and we do it better. We add the T. There's a Godfather specialty pizza with your name on it. Classic combo, all meat combo, hot stuff, taco, yeah, even veggie and more. All of them piled high with the best toppings and 100% real cheese. Treat yourself special. Order specialty pizzas from Godfather's Pizza. The other.
Quarter number 4 begins with Indianola. Grace Berg puts it on the floor, tries to get Knuth in the air. Shot is blocked, tipped away. 48-40, Johnston leads. Another contest tonight, Centennial of Ankeny defeats Dowling Catholic 59-51. Becca Hittner had 19 in a losing effort. 2 more, Paige Siren. And that's the way quarter number 4 starts. It's a 10-point lead, the biggest of the ball game for the Dragons, who lead 50-40. The third quarter was all Dragons. 18-12 outscore. Before Hinders can get the shot, she is going to be fouled by Grace Berg, the 6-foot sophomore. Picks up foul number 4.
I mean, wow. I mean, Johnson just had a great third quarter. I mean, now they are really starting to take control and play their brand of basketball.
Free throw is up and good by Rachel Hinders. 7:18 to play in the contest. Second one is good. Hinders now in double figures with 10. 2 of them coming from the free throw line, her last 2 points. Knuth has 14. Indianola trying to find some rhythm back here. Johnston kind of took it to him in that third quarter. McGraw makes a fake, shoots the 3. No good. Hinders clears it away, and that's kind of the difference if you ask me, Cade. Hinders and Knuth really kind of took control of that third quarter.
Oh, yeah. I mean, they were been a big difference. And here's Haley Towers. No good. But, yeah, big difference between those 2 post players for the Dragons, the 4 and the 5, doing their work.
Johnson hustles it down to get the rebound. Berg is going to force it off of Hinders. Berg and Hinders went up for it, and it went off last of Rachel Hinders. So timeout on the floor.
Timeout, Indianola.
Indianola at 6:37 to play, trailing by 12, 52-40. After the 2 free throws, we were last tied at 35, and it was a 6-0 run. Then it was answered, but it was an outscoring of 18-12 in that third quarter. You've got Knuth with 14, Hinders with 10. Ellie Brown has 10, and that came on that bank shot. And I think she called bank before she shot it. Did you hear it? I heard it.
I think she did too. I mean, she just put that one up, and I thought maybe, but I didn't. Last thing I thought was a bank shot, and one thing that's kind of funny, I was at the Iowa State does this little promotion during, like, I think it's halftime, or it's during a break where a fan has to, like, make a bunch of bank shots. No one ever gets that. I think Ellie Brown should do that sometime because I think she might be the first person ever to actually maybe win that contest.
I don't think they want her because then they have to pay up on it. That's usually how that works is, let's find the one who can't make it. Why do I always get picked? What's this all about?
I've yet to see it. I know if they picked me, I definitely wouldn't. I don't even know if I'd make the first shot, but it's like they do it from 3 spots. I know it's like from underneath the basket, a little bit further than the 3-point.
That's Kate Jones. I'm Paul Yeager. We're here on CISN.TV. 6:30 to play in this contest. Number 1 and number 6. Number 1 trailing by 12 on the road here. Got to get something moving. They call timeout and set the play up. The 15-foot J is good by Maddie Glasscock, her first 2.
Good shot pulled up there by Glasscock. Maybe it could get something going, but...
Well, near turnover, and it is a turnover. The pass was too much for Knuth. Up ahead, Glasscock in the corner. She chases it down. Hustle into Berg. Oh, I thought Berg maybe hopped a step there. 3 ball on the way, no good by VC.
Berg got the rebound, and a foul is called, it looks like.
It's either Knuth or Towers.
I'm going to say Knuth.
Knuth.
They have two fouls on the scoreboard, but I still have 3 on mine.
I do too. But we're going off the board. They're the ones with the official book right there in front of them. 3-pointer on the way is off the mark by Glasscock. Shooter's got to shoot.
Yep, especially now in this juncture, 5:45 left in the game.
The lead is 10. Indians need a stop here. They extend some pressure now to a half-court trap, and it is stolen. Oh, before that, it's going to be a foul away from the ball.
Indian foul number 34,
Haley Vesey.
Haley Vesey, yep.
That's her third. She's got 7 points. 5:35 to play. A couple more fouls before we start shooting free throws. Actually, the Indians have a bunch of fouls to give here in the second half.
That they do.
Towers has it. Knuth extended now as this offense is a little higher and not looking to be as aggressive. Indianola trying to force something.
Coach Gillick just giving the signals out from the sideline right there. He's like, come on, Haley.
Oh, wide open. Hinders. They waited until after the shot. Vesey picks up foul number 4. Hinders.
Indian foul number 34, Indian Vesey for 4.
Well, Vesey one more, and then she'll be gone.
So you've got 2 Indians. The 2 big girls have 4 fouls each, and Haley Vesey and Grace Berg. First free throw by Hinders is good. She now has 11. Her last 3 points have come from the free throw line. 5 minutes, 1 second to play. The lead is 11, 53-42.
Brown and Towers trying to do some communication as far as who's got who.
Second free throw is just like the first. 4 straight free throws for Rachel Hinders. She now has 12, and she's creeping up on her average of 15. Berg drives on the right, scores. Nice move to the hole.
Yeah, good job by Berg, and puts it back to a 10-point lead for Johnston.
Extend that zone. Towers is going to make her dribble, not her strength. They want Brown to handle this basketball here as much as they can.
Probably not the best pass to right there by Haley Towers, but nonetheless a foul called right there.
One up towards top of the key. Still a 10-point lead. Nicholson whistled. Nicholson held without points tonight. She averages 4.5. And now that's finally the 5th team foul on the Indians. 4:26 to play. Ellie Brown takes it back in the back court. She's met at midcourt by Paige Nicholson. Trying to shake bake. Gets it back to Johnson. Way out away from the basket. Oh.
Hey, unbelievable. I don't know what happened right there, Paul, but the play's going to continue.
Towers jumped up, came right back down. No foul. Hinders 2. Knuth blocked from the back by Nicholson. I think even Towers was confused on why she didn't get whistled there.
Wow.
I think even the Johnston fans are wondering why there wasn't a whistle.
Oh, yeah, I got that right. That is just, that was, I don't know how to describe that, but Knuth looks like she made the first free throw.
She now has 15. She needs 1 more point to best her average of 15.8. She's a 75% free throw shooter, and she misses it. Johnson and Hoyman, who's seen a lot of minutes tonight, the junior.
Possession, Indians.
So the Indians will have it on the alternating possession.
Possession, actually.
Johnston. Oh, correction. It stays on the Johnston side.
Johnson's going to have to get that in.
Timeout by Johnson. We'll take one as well. 11-point lead for the Dragons. The final 3:59 when we come back. Johnston trailed at half, lead now with 3:59 to play in the fourth quarter. Lead by 11, 55-44. Ellie Brown under the basket, gets it in to Johnson.
Has it poked away?
Oh, and that's going to be it for Grace Berg. She's going to foul out. Berg will sit down with 15 points on the night.
Good game tonight by Grace Berg, but just couldn't.
Grace Berg, that's her fifth.
Just the foul game just wasn't on.
Seventh on the team.
And that's not really the foul that she probably wanted to go out on. Looking more for something down low, and it was a reach foul up top. That is the 7th team foul on the Indians, so that'll be a one-on-one now. They shoot free throws the rest of the way. Coming in for the Indians will be Hannah Lester. Lester's first action of the night. She's a 6-foot senior. Johnson's free throw is no good. And the rebound comes to Haley Vesey, and here come the Indians.
Vesey running the floor very well. She puts it up.
She was looking for contact the entire way, and she got it. Towers going to be called for that foul. And and that's one of those things. McGraw is just going to say, or Vesey, game's on me. Berg is out. It's got to be me.
Yeah, you got to take control. Once a good player goes out, pick up some slack, and this is the free throw.
But when you can't advance your score with the clock stopped, no knee bend from Vesey there. When you're tired at this point of the game, hard to put it all on the arm. She makes the second. She now has 8. 10-point lead, 3:47 to play. Ellie Brown with it. A little more of that pressure in the half court.
And playing aggressive, getting right up in the grill.
4-corner stall almost.
Almost a dangerous pass. Good job by Towers. Good athleticism right there.
Knuth had a wide open 3 and didn't take it. Hinders at the top of the key.
I think they're giving Coach Gielick a heart attack, to tell you the truth, Paul.
I think he wants him to shoot it at some point.
I think he said, I want you to shoot it. Take it. Sends. That is on Nicholson was the foul.
It's her 3rd foul. So Brown goes to the free throw line as a 72.4% free throw shooter, and she knocks down the first. She now has 11, so Brown a point shy of her average of 12.7. Has another. Makes it. Brown with 12. The Dragons with 57. They lead by 12 over the Indians. 3:15 to play. Pocket pick, Johnson. Loose ball on the ground.
Towers about and all in front of everybody.
Runaway. Free layup is good by Haley Towers.
I think she has 11 on the game so far. Good shot by Haley Towers. Just went all the way out in front of everybody, laid it up. Didn't mind the incoming contact that was coming in as well.
I don't think she's used to shooting it inside the three-point line like that.
True.
Right side now for Nicholson. They go back in to Lester, and that'll be a turnover.
Some traveling right there.
And now things coming a little bit. Indianola trying to keep this one close. Down 14 with 2:42 to play. Huge hill to climb.
Big hill to climb, especially less than 3 left.
And you don't have the ball. Johnston has it. Half court trap. And that's going to be another foul, Hoyman. And we're a foul away now from the automatic 2.
Well, I mean, 59-45, it's not looking too good for Indianola right now.
Hinders at the free throw line. She's an 84% free throw shooter, best on the team. First one is good. That's 5 straight free throws for Rachel Hinders. She now has 13 on the game. Second one is good as well. No foul. Really, no fouls for Hinders tonight. How about that?
Pretty clean game so far for being underneath the basket.
She's been involved in a lot of contact as McGraw drives. Nice move on Brown, and then she's going to be fouled by Knuth. So, Indians not going away.
Can't expect to. I mean, too well coached.
Starting to think this is a big Monday. This is a big Tuesday where another number 1 team is likely to go down here. 2:18 to play. 5A has been rough this season.
Yeah. It's been unbelievable. There's her first free throw made.
McGraw now with 10. She averages 12. She's done a lot of other things than put the ball through the hoop tonight. Nicholson tips it away, and it's going to be a trap. Wait a minute, I can't see.
I think it was out of bounds, actually, on Indianola.
Okay.
On VC.
That was blocked by the official that made the call. So now Johnson has it. Indianola's going to put a little bit of full court press on here. 2:15 to go, and a quick foul. Pretty soon Coach Hansen's not going to have anybody left to commit a foul.
Yeah.
That'll be the 10th team. We're going to shoot 2 now the rest of the way for the Dragons. Maggie McGraw picks up number 3. This ball game at halftime,
I believe Indianola was in the lead.
Indianola led 28-26, and I think I said, well, seven in a row, make it 8 in a row free throws from Rachel Hinders. She now has 16. Indianola back with it. Nicholson drives, or that's Hoyman. Now the left side, 3 ball, no good.
Rebounded by
Jensen,
Johnston.
and now Hinders is going to go back and shoot some more free throws.
Yeah. Hinders has been playing, 16 on the game so far, and pretty good from the free throw line as well. I just wonder if Coach Hansen will keep fouling right here, because it's almost a little bit too late in a way.
And they're going to time out, talk it over. We'll step away. The final 2:01 when we come back on CISN.TV.
Hi, Ron here, head coach of Westside Auto Pros. When your car's on the injured reserve, you want to get it back in the game as soon as possible. I know that. That's why you need to bring it here to Westside Auto Pros. I have a team of experts that can fix almost every automotive injury. Whether it's a fractured joint, a brake, or if your car just got its bell rung, no problem. We can even do a complete physical on your car to make sure it's game ready for the entire season. So bring your car to Westside Auto Pros and we'll get it back in the starting lineup in no time. Hey, you guys are dogging it back here. Let's move it, move it, move it.
2 minutes, 1 second remain in this contest from Johnston High School. The home team, the Dragons, lead 63-46. This ball game was a 28-26 2-point lead for Indianola at half. And Indianola has given up quite a few points here in this second half. In fact, they're closing in on giving up 40 points, as they allowed 26 in the first half. And Rachel Hinders, who's been all but automatic at the free throw line, makes the first. Hinders now with 9 free throws. Her last 9 points have all been free throws. She now has 17. And yes, that is number 18. Hinders, the senior, leading the Dragons. Indians have got to get a 3 or a score in a hurry and a stop. The drive to the hole by VC, gets her own rebound, puts it back up, and then Towers clears it. And the Indians think about the foul, but it's quickly up ahead for the Dragons. Ellie Brown. Almost a steal by McGraw. She's not giving up. Towers has it.
Good defense so far by Indianola, but like I said, the Johnson's going to run down this clock.
And that'll be a foul now on Carrington Keel. So Indianola plays Ottumwa on Friday night. And looking at the combined record of their final opponents, Indianola could easily just be a one-loss team going into the playoffs, as Ellie Brown makes the first free throw. She now has 13. Indianola And that one loss coming tonight, most likely, is a minute 26, as the second free throw is off the mark. It's now a 20-point lead, and this is just, I mean, this second half was all Johnston.
Yeah, it's just been incredible. I mean, it's just been one of those games. It just wasn't, Indianola's night, but Johnston played a tremendous game. Johnston just did a lot. They did a lot of things very, very well tonight.
First free throw was up and good for Haley Vesey. She now has 9, which is right above her average. Minute 26 to play. The lead is now 18 points as Vesey connects. She's now in double figures with 10. Full court press coming from the Indians, and it's 3 passes. Haley Towers, the layup, her second layup of the game. Towers now with 13. Back to a 20-point lead with a minute 14 to play. Driving, Hoyman, the scoop, no good. Hoyman's had a lot of minutes tonight off that bench.
Yeah, she played a good first half, but then she's been kind of quiet this entire second half.
And we're going to see some substitutions here at the end of, or in between these free throws. First one is good for Anna Hoyman. We'll do our best to get you all covered here. Looks like Cassie Corral and Julia Beswick and Paige Searan. And
notice Cassie Cordell also checked in.
And Haley Ness. Okay.
Also in the lineup, Paige Searan.
So Ness, Searan, Beswick, Corral.
Yes. Also in the lineup for the Dragons.
Why am I only seeing 4? Oh, there we go. Corral.
So Haley Ness is in the game. Corral, Beswick, Searan.
Oh, Wilmus. Brooke Wilmus
Brooke
is in.
Wilmus, yep.
Wilmus, another multi-sport athlete. She's another one of those players that has other sport aspirations. She, too, going to Missouri, but to play softball. One of the best softball players in the state, if not the best one, and she's only a junior.
Wow.
Wilmus hit the grand slam against Southeast Polk in the state title game to win it. The year they won it, 2 years ago. And Laura Leonard, who's working the game as the analyst for Mediacom tonight, her and I were calling that game for Johnston, and I had just got done turning to Laura. I said, if you're Southeast Polk, do you think about walking her right now, give up 1 to save 4? And before I got the word 4 out of my mouth, Wilmus turned on one and hit it. I don't think that thing had landed yet in right field, and it was a grand slam, and Johnson went on to cruise after that as Wilmus gets the free throw.
That is unbelievable. I mean, grand slam to walk off for a state title. Are you kidding me?
Well, not quite the walk-off. We had that earlier in the game, but it was it set the tone, I should say, for the rest of the game. The walk-off was earlier in the day when it was Clark and Bondurant Farrar. They'd gone to extra innings, and Clark of Osceola had a walk-off home run to win it. So that was an exciting day. We'll be back in Fort Dodge with Iowa Public Television. We'll also have the finals on IPTV, and you can also watch the girls state basketball tournament right here on CISN.TV. Also streamed out through the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union. You'll be able to see all the games, all 35 games will be available through the Girls Union webpage. The last 5 will be done by Iowa Public Television and their web stream, but the previous 29 will be done right here on CISN.TV.
Definitely looking forward to it. I mean, I've been in the Wells Fargo Arena as a competitor, but I've never been as an announcer, so I'm definitely looking forward to it.
And many will say they've never been there as a competitor, only as an announcer.
Oh.
That's nice. 19-point lead here for Johnston. Final 48 seconds. Good moment, though, to be down there, right?
Oh, amazing. Something that I'll never forget that. Never.
McGraw tried to step in front of it. So the Indians will have their first loss. They had knocked off 2 of the other tough teams, early season wins against Southeast Polk and Valley. But tonight it's just going to be too much of the Johnston Dragons, and we're going to have another jump ball, and this one will go back to Indianola. 17-point lead with 37.6 seconds to play. And we're not even halfway done yet. Cade Jones will have the call of the boys' game coming up in a little bit. He's excited.
Oh, definitely. Always.
Because I won't be talking as much.
Oh, yeah. You never talk you don't talk. We'll just say you say you talk a lot, but you don't talk all that much. You do a great job.
Well, I appreciate that. Here's $10 for that.
Oh, I'll take that.
It's coming from Peter. It's not coming from me.
Oh, yeah.
Ball goes out of bounds, and Indianola will have it again. They'll inbound it with Keel. They try to go inside to Brittany Hanna, and it'll be a turnover on the Indians. 24 seconds to play. Valley will be at Urbandale on Friday night. Ooh! Aggressive play. I tell you what, Indianola not going away.
No, not at all.
Showing a lot of fight, and that's going to be Maggie McGraw. She is not afraid to give up, even if her team is down 17. That's her 4th foul.
This is definitely a learning experience for Indianola as far as how are you going to battle back from your first loss of the year. Can't win them all sometimes, but they lost to a very, very, very talented Johnston Dragon team.
Well, this will set up a fun debate, John Naughton, about what to do with the rankings on where to put some of these players. As you have Johnson, who's been number 1, will likely move up in the next poll with a defeat of number 1, number 2, depending on how you look at it in the rankings. Cedar Rapids Kennedy is number 1 in a few polls in 5A as Wilmus loses a handle on it. 8 seconds to play. Macy Thompson has it up ahead. 3 ball on the way, no good, and that'll be the last shot of the ball game. 71-52. Incredible run to finish it for the Johnston Dragons. We'll break down the stats and analyze this game and get you ready for the boys' game. And as you see the two teams, but quickly, Kate, if you had to put your finger on why did Johnston win this game tonight?
Just a lot of the way I talked about persistence in the first half, that's what it took Johnson the second half. It took getting players like Rachel Hinders making some big plays and people like Taryn Knuth coming up big, Ellie Brown running the floor very well. And Coach Gillick just did it. That was a great coaching job right there done by Coach Gillick. You're down just a little bit at halftime. You have to just stay the course, and I think that's what it took today. You look at Indianola on the other hand. Just a tough loss, first loss of the year. Not the way you want to lose, but can't win them all sometimes. But I think that's one of the. I don't know. Coach Hansen. It's disappointing, but they'll bounce back. The true grit of that team will be tested now.
All righty, we'll take a break. We'll wrap this one up and get you ready for boys basketball. Final tonight. Number 1 goes down. Number 6, Johnston, with a 71-52 win. Highlights and totals in a moment. This is CISN.TV.
Get up to $12,000 off select new Silverado All-Star Edition crew cabs at Schottenkirk Chevy in Waukee. New 2016 Cruise, only $9.99 to its signing, and that includes all taxes and fees. Only $159 per month. New 2016 Silverado All-Star Edition Double Cab 4x4, only $17.50 to its signing, and that includes all taxes and fees. Only $2.99 per month. Ring in the new year with a low payment. New 2016 Malibu, only $9.99 to its signing, includes all taxes and fees. Only $185 per month. Hurry in for best selection. Schottenkirk Chevrolet on the west end of Hickman, Waukee.
Here at Fireplace Superstore, we're building a new building because we wanted to add a little bit of room. Well, maybe more than just a little room. Mother Nature may have delayed our construction, but she hasn't delayed the sale. We're still making deals. So now's the time to beat the rush and come in to get the best deals on Central Iowa's largest selection of heat and glow fireplaces and gas inserts. Stop in today and see our fire experts. We'll find the heat and glow fireplace that's the best for your family at the best prices of the season. Heat and Glow, nobody builds a better fire.
Mr. Hometown Clothing Store, the one that had it all, everything to get the work done, all in one place. G&L Clothing is your hometown Iowa store. Stop in and see us, or we're only a click or phone call away. Family owned for nearly a century. G&L Clothing, 1801 Ingersoll, Des Moines.
G&L Clothing, your size,
The Johnston dance team performing with, I won't say classic favorites, but songs to certainly get you ready to play basketball and also recap some game. One game in the books, one game to go. Johnston tonight with a 71-52 victory over the Indianola Indians. It was a 45-24 second-half performance by the Dragons. They outscored Indianola, just flat out took control. It was an 18-point third quarter and a 23-point fourth quarter performance. It was only an 8-point difference going into that fourth quarter, Kate Jones, but really Indianola just did not have an answer inside for the Dragons.
And they didn't. I mean, you look at, it was like Grace Burke's only 6 foot going against Taryn Knuth 6'4". I mean, quite a difference right there. Knuth made her presence felt big tonight.
Taryn Knuth finished with 15, but she was not the leading scorer. That was Rachel Hinders, who had 18, including the last 10 from the free throw line. Incredible performance just shooting free throws, an 84% free throw shooter. The last person you want to foul, but who am I to say? And that's just kind of the way it worked. Breaking down the Johnston Dragons tonight, 18 from Rachel Hinders, 15 from Taryn Knuth, 13 from Haley Towers, 13 from Ellie Brown, 2 points for Paige Cyrene, and 1 for Brooke Wilma, 7 for Jenna Johnson, who got the start tonight in place of Shayna Stubbs. And so you think about Johnston, they might have held Indianola a little more with Stubbs in that lineup. You don't know, but I mean, she's their best defensive player.
Yeah, I mean, I think the other players did a good job of kind of going in for, like, kind of cleaning up for, like, what was lost, especially with Stubbs, how great a good defensive player she is. But, I mean, good defense. I mean, I couldn't even tell you how many blocks Taryn Knuth had. She had a great game.
I think she had I'm going to guess 5 blocks going into that ball game, and she had 46 coming into the season, and she had 2 on one play, but they called a foul on that second block, so it only counts as 1 on that series. For Indianola, who falls to 15-1, Grace Berg, who fouled out at the 3:59 mark in that fourth quarter, she had 15. Haley Vesey had 10. Anna Hoyman had 6. Carrington Keel had 6. Maggie McGraw had 10 for the Indianola Indians, and Maddie Glasscock had a pair. The final 52 points for the Indianola Indians. Johnston 71, Indianola 52. The Dragons will play at Urbandale on Friday. They still have to play Dowling. That's their big test left to go, and that is on a Friday night, the 5th of February. So that is a week from this Friday night. So Johnston, that'll be their best test before the tournaments. Indianola has 5 games left, and that begins with the Tumwa. I believe they have Des Moines East and Roosevelt and 1 other or 2 other winnable games. So it's very easy. There could be a 20-1 squad going into the tournament for the Indianola Indians. Final thoughts on that game?
Great game. I mean, I think it's a learning moment definitely for Indianola. And if you're Johnston, that's a big momentum shifter in your season. Had 3 really tough losses. Get 1 over the number 1 team. I expect big things out of both teams. Hopefully it's a matchup we definitely get a broadcast down at Wells Fargo Arena this coming late February.
You never know what we'll see. We know that we're going to take a break for a few minutes. The stream will stay live. You can watch the warm-ups here between the Johnston boys and the Indianola boys. For Pete Tarpey, for Justin Halderson and Kate Jones, I'm Paul Yeager. Your final tonight from Johnston, 71-52. The Dragons beat the Indianola Indians. So long for just a while.
They think they know what special means. At Godfather's Pizza, we do special, and we do it better. We add the T. There's a Godfather's specialty pizza with your name on it. Classic combo, all meat combo, hot stuff, taco, yeah, even veggie and more. All of them piled high with the best toppings and 100% real cheese. Treat yourself special. Order specialty pizzas from Godfather's Pizza. The other guys, they think they know what special means. At Godfather's Pizza, we do special, and we do it better. We add the T. There's a Godfather specialty pizza with your name on it. classic combo, all meat combo, hot stuff, taco, yeah, even veggie and more. All of them piled high with the best toppings and 100% real cheese. Treat yourself special. Order specialty pizzas from Godfather's Pizza. The other.
Mr. Joe, we'd like to welcome to the floor your Johnston.
They think they know what special means. At Godfather's Pizza, we do special, and we do it better. We add the T. There's a Godfather specialty pizza with your name on it. Classic combo, all meat combo, hot stuff, taco, yeah, even veggie and more. All of them piled high with the best toppings and 100% real cheese. Treat yourself special. Order specialty pizzas from Godfather's Pizza. The other guys.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Johnston High School. We're here for part 2 of our doubleheader tonight here on Super Tuesday on CISN.TV. Hello, everyone. I'm Kate Jones with the play-by-play along with Paul Yeager. We saw a very exciting girls game earlier this evening. Now we're going to see a boys matchup. We have the 4-9 Johnston Dragons taking on 2-11 Indianola. One thing about this, Paul, both teams struggling to find a win. Tonight's a good night to get some more wins.
You need confidence, and you got to play the games, and it's just kind of the way it works out. If both of these schools see, hey, this is an opportunity for a win, and that's big for keeping those guys going because it's still a long time to march. You're building for futures. You're building for confidence, and you never know. You catch fire, and anything's possible.
That's one thing about Johnston, though. They have won 2 out of the last 3. They started out 2-8. Who knew what was going to happen, really? Just when they got close to, but I think it was one game. Me and Mark Amadeo actually were a part of where it was a triple overtime thriller between the Johnston Dragons and Waukee, and I'm telling you, that game must have kind of got Johnston going because, like I said, out of the last 3 games, they've won 2.
Triple overtime games are good for I'm not sure who they're good for. That's the thing. They're one of those games where they just feel like, okay, somebody's got to win this ball game. But if you can persevere and win a triple overtime game, you're right. That can propel you and say, you know what, we can dig down, we can keep playing. We got enough bench because, a couple of guys foul out here and there. And that's, they use the old cliche adage is that's why they play the games.
Oh, most definitely. But when we talk about Johnston a little bit, first of all, it always kind of begins and ends with Jared Bacon. He is a great threat for Johnston. A 5'11" senior for Johnston, was the quarterback of the great football team that they had. He is quite the leader. He's going to be needed big tonight.
You love those multi-sport athletes. We talked about it in the girls' game of all those other sports that those ladies play, and it's the same for the boys. When you're the quarterback of the football team, you hope that transfers over to the quarterback of the basketball team. You are the leader. You're the guy calling shots. You're the one working it in, working it out, grabbing guys. In football, it's by the face mask, and in this sport, it's by the jersey. Getting them to say, you got to be here, you got to go there. It's a lot of pointing and running. A lot of those same skills translate. That's why a lot of quarterbacks are, I think, pretty good basketball players.
Most definitely. And then, one thing, when we were going through the starting lineups, one thing about Johnston was I noticed we didn't check off Eric Francis. He was another great player from last year. I don't know maybe if his starting spot got taken or if he's hurt. I'm not really sure. I know one thing about Eric, I will say, though, is he does put himself in some danger sometimes when he's active on the floor, and sometimes maybe it led to an injury. I'm not sure, but who knows what's going to happen right there. Well, Indianola, on the other hand, 2-11 right now. Coach Adam Graham just trying to look for that 3rd win of the year, but they do have a great player, number 23, actually. Graham Sandquist averages 7 points a game. He's going to be needed, being that senior leadership, to hopefully guide him to a few more wins going into postseason play.
Well, as we said in the open, you see this as an opportunity for a W tonight, and, when you've played 13 games and you've only been on the upside of 2, you just say, hey, tonight's the night. And, you start putting a shot here, a shot there in a row, anything's possible.
Yeah, Coach Bob Sandquist, though, kind of an uncharacteristic kind of season. I know last year they had kind of some moments where, they didn't start out very hot, and they kind of got going a little bit until they ran into a very, very, very good Waukee team, I know, in the postseason. But as Coach Sandquist, one thing he's so good about, he's been around the block, been in a lot of different schools. Now he's at Johnston right now. What do you say if you're Coach Bob Sandquist or Coach Adam Graham going into this game?
You say, guys, this is a W waiting for us. This is a game where we should be in it, and if we do what we do, we can win. You guys have to play with confidence to shoot the ball. Anything can happen, and that's, I just love that's. We focus on a game that featured in the girls a number 1 and number 6. You've got 2 of the best in girls play, and now you're looking at 2 of the guys might be struggling. But, in fact, even the crowd kind of shows it a little bit. We lost half the crowd on that far side, but tell you what, boys basketball kind of gets up, gets down in a hurry, and, you get a turnover here, and you just want to play well. You only have so many of these games. In football you talk about, hey, we've only got 9 of these. In basketball, usually you got about 16 to 18. That's not too many more. And you know that as you're almost done with January, you're like, hey, my season's just about done. I'm going out. If you're Johnston, let's get to 5. Then maybe we can get 6 and then 7. And, hey, you know what? We're one of the hottest teams going into the tournament. Anything's possible.
Oh, yeah, especially, the team they have, they're scrappy, is Johnston, and so is Indianola. So we'll take a look at the starting lineups right now. Let's begin first with Indianola. We got number 2, Jack Jensen, who is a senior. We actually have number 5, a senior, Jalen Hunter. Also, we have number 20, a freshman, Evan Gauger. Number 23, a senior, Graham Sandquist. And number 32, a senior, Shaver Orwig. So it's going to be a senior heavy team as far as starting 5 for Indianola. And now we go to Johnston. We got starting number 12, a 5'11 senior, Jared Bankham. We talked about him in the pregame. Number 10, a 6'6 junior, Grant Kramer. We have number 22, a 5'10 junior, Jaron Proctor. Making his first start, I think, for Johnston right now. At number 30, a 6'2 sophomore, Camden Vanderswag. And then we have also number 34, a 6'8 junior, Dawson Jones. Jones has been really coming on. I noticed in these past couple games, too, he's kind of finally found some confidence in there. I know he played a great game against Waukee.
I love the 6'8", love the 6'6", love the way those guys can, you look at your height and you're just like, what do we got to do? You just have to front, you maybe play some zone, you keep it out of there, and don't let a 6'8" or a 6 guy dictate that contest. And you think, just keep the ball in the perimeter and beat us from the outside shot. That's what you got to do against when you've got an oversized team.
Yeah, and I wonder, just with tonight, it's just like Johnston usually has they need a night almost where all of them need to be hot, all of them need to be kind of working in as one, because usually when I come to Johnston with the boys, usually one of them does good, maybe the other one's kind of off. It should be a night for all of them to be on and maybe get that 5th win. But right now we're seeing it's kind of funny, but when Johnston does that starting lineup, they almost look like Michigan State when they do it. It's pretty funny. It's good. They've been doing it ever since I started. So,
well, I don't see any green highlighters on the Johnston squad. Did you see Michigan State Saturday night against Maryland?
Yes, I did.
Honest to goodness, had to have been green highlighters. It was worse than the Oregon Ducks.
Oh yeah,
almost. It was a lime green.
Well, Paul, we're going to take a short break for the national anthem. We'll be right back with more basketball here on the Central Iowa Sports Network.
Hi, Ron here, head coach of Westside Auto Pros. When your car's on the injured reserve, you want to get it back in the game as soon as possible. I know that. That's why you need to bring it here to Westside Auto Pros. I have a team of experts that can fix almost every automotive injury. Whether it's a fractured joint, a brake, or if your car just got its bell rung, no problem. We can even do a complete physical on your car to make sure it's game ready for the entire season. So bring your car to Westside Auto Pros and we'll get it back in the starting lineup in no time. Hey, you guys are dogging it back here. Let's move it, move it, move it.
Get up to $12,000 off select new Silverado All-Star Edition crew cabs at Schottenkirk Chevy in Waukee. New 2016 Cruise, only $9.99 to its signing, and that includes all taxes and fees. Only $159 per month. New 2016 Silverado All-Star Edition Double Cab 4x4, only $17.50 to its signing, and that includes all taxes and fees. Only $2.99 per month. Ring in the new year with a low payment. New 2016 Malibu, only $9.99 to its signing, includes all taxes and fees. Only $185 per month. Hurry in for best selection. Schottenkirk Chevrolet on the west end of Hickman, Waukee. Through the end of the
Superstore, we're building a new building because we wanted to add a little bit of room. Well, maybe more than just a little room. Mother Nature may have delayed our construction, but she hasn't delayed the sale. We're still making deals. So now's the time to beat the rush and come in to get the best deals on Central Iowa's largest selection of heat and glow fireplaces and gas inserts. Stop in today and see our fire experts. We'll find the heat and glow fireplace that's the best for your family at the best prices of the season. Heat and Glow, nobody builds a better fire.
Up tempo, then go for it. If you're going to slow it down, slow it down. And, we've got all sorts of games going on here. We'll try to get you some of those scores as we get started here. But if you're Johnston, I think you're looking at use that size advantage. Use that to get you want to get the other team in foul trouble. To me, you want to be able to pound it low when you can and start shooting free throws. If you can make it, good things can happen.
Most definitely. As we get ready for tip-off, looks like number 23 Sandquist and number 34 Jones are going to tip it off. I think Dawson got some of those talents, I think, from Derek Jones. Always loved watching Derek play when he played here at Johnston. As we are underway, and looks like Johnston wins the tip, and we are getting ready to go as Bacon brings it up.
Looks like Indianola's kind of matching up.
There's Jones going all the way up to the bucket. Nice block there by Sandquist, and it's out of bounds. Last touch on Sandquist. They're going to need him tonight is Indianola. As looks like Proctor going to go with the inbound play. Trying to pass right there. Almost tipped away there. But Bacon comes up with it and nails the three. That's what they are going to need tonight, Paul. Jared Bacon is going to play a huge role in tonight's game.
Started well. Three-pointer, and he was open on the initial cut. And they did a couple of passes and got him even more open.
And they go inside here to Sandquist, being guarded by Dawson Jones. He puts it up. 2-point goes for Graham Sandquist.
They just did a simple move, a drop step to the hole there, and then kind of a fadeaway hook. Nice start.
A couple passes going here to Vanderswag. Interesting in seeing Camden Vanderswag tonight. Like I said, I believe it's his first start tonight. And I'm not sure what's wrong with Eric Francis, but nonetheless, it's good to see a new face in there as a three goes again for Bacon. He gets it. That's 6 points for Bacon. He has been playing great so far. Another three.
Bacon this time on that far wing, kind of like a set play. He was wide open. They ran a nice screen to get him an opportunity to, when you're feeling it, you feel it.
It's, not the best pass there by Sandquist, and the speedy Jaron Proctor's take off with it. He puts it up. It's no good. A fight for the rebound. Sandquist gets it.
Proctor, you'd like to have seen him finish that a little stronger, but I think he was anticipating some contact.
And it's a wide open Jensen right underneath the bucket, but then Hunter's going to pull up for a three from the top of the key. No good. And I think Bacon's get the rebound, and here they come back the other way, Paul. The layup good by Jaron Proctor, and an early timeout called there by Coach Adam Graham.
Well, that time I think Proctor, he knew the contact was coming, and he just took a little higher percentage shot right there.
6:22 left in the first, and I think it was only a 30-second timeout, I believe.
All right, let's take a look at some of the other scores here. We're at halftime between Dowling and Centennial. The Maroons lead the Jaguars 24-14. It was a final in Sioux City tonight. Now, hold on. Let me don't need to give you that score, but that's a couple of those other ones as I lost it was Southeast Polk was leading at at halftime of that first game. We'll try to update you here as we go along. My apologies there, Cade.
Oh, no worries. It's a competitive league here in the CIML. You never know what you're going to get night in and night out. But here comes Jalen Hunter bringing it up the floor for Indianola. Johnston looks like they're going to – that's a man-to-man.
Yeah, you could see it in that previous – just Indianola hasn't had much of an offense, but Johnston doesn't switch up down below there on Proctor. I thought they were going to flash that up, but instead now they're going back up top with Jensen.
Moving this ball around. Johnston sticking with that man-to-man. Good defense applied by the Dragons. Good job by Dawson Jones, especially on their best player, Sandquist. Pull up three here for Jack Jensen. It almost looked like it was going to go in, but it bounces out. Here they come back the other way is the Dragons. Setting up for Vanderswag. He pulls up for a three. It's no good. Rebounded by Hunter.
And there were two Indians right there at the exact same time. Good timing to be able to come down with that one.
Hunter at the top of the key trying to set up the offense. Number 20, Evan Gauger, he's a freshman. Amongst all the seniors, it's 4 out of 5 are seniors, and you get that lone freshman in there. Here comes Sandquist, trying to get the pass to Hunter. He does get it eventually. I didn't think he was going to get it right there. He goes all the way in. Dawson Jones, good defense by Dawson Jones. Great defense.
Yeah, that was all on Jones. He really just kept pushing with the body, took away that drive. You always want to, coaches preach over and over, take away the baseline.
He did a great job of that right there as Bacon brings it up. He tried to pass inside, not the best passer by Bacon, and I don't think that made Coach Sandquist very happy as he overshot the 6'8 Jones, and it gives the ball right back to Indianola. 4:58 left in the first.
8-2 lead, and 6 of those 8 points have come via the 3 for the Dragons.
This is ever fast right there. Orrig comes in, and there's Sandquist. Almost tried to take away the baseline, but then a kicking call bounced right off of Jared Bacon.
I always love that move when you're driving the baseline, and Proctor was doing that same thing. He drove, and then he threw it really hard, trying to get the ricochet to kind of extend that play.
We got an offensive foul called on Jack Jensen.
Foul number 2.
That is going to be the first personal, team's first. So Jensen is takes the first fault there for Indianola. And here comes the Dragons. 8-2 score. Tries to lob it inside of Dawson Jones. Tried to come right in, and he's going to be called for traveling. Yep. Dawson Jones not agreeing with that, but yeah, he was contacted, but
he went up twice.
You go up twice, and they're going to get you with that one. So
we'll give you the one head fake, and you give Indianola credit because they didn't commit and get on the body there.
And a 3-point shot let go there by Orrig was no good. Rebounded by Johnston. Johnson needs a bucket right here just to get this lead going, because you talked about starting out fast right now. They're at a lull right now. You can't have those lulls, especially if you're trying to get a 5th win, really. And Bacon's going to pull it for a 3 at the top of the key as Johnson was moving the ball around, but it was no good. And here comes Indianola back with the rebound.
Orwig did a nice job getting in for position of that rebound there. He didn't even have to put a body on. If you're Johnson, you've got to put a body on to try to prevent.
There's a nice steal there by Grant Kramer. He picked the pocket of Sandquist. He goes all the way in. He puts it up. It's good by Grant Kramer.
Kramer did the very good stop and collect yourself before you went back up. That was textbook.
Boy, Kramer had a heck of a game, though. The last game, we were here against Milwaukee. He just played lights out. Just couldn't get the win, though. But here's a long 3-point shot by Hunter was no good. And better 2 guys go for the rebound right there than no one. So
good weak side pickup there. But sometimes the 2, unless you're talking, can really be a problem because all of a sudden you both could lose it.
Yeah.
You see that more than you see them retain it.
Coach Sandquist saying, Dawson, you got to get moving. You got to get moving. Here he puts it up here. Jones' shot is no good. Last touch was off Jones. And looks like number 50, Devin Vanderwerf, comes in for Jones. One thing I always like about Coach Sandquist, he can, direct you from the bench, but when you go to the side, when you go back to the bench, he's always wanted to just say, it's always a good teaching moment with Coach Sandquist.
And that's what you're trying to do at this level. You are still instructing the game of basketball how to play it at a higher level.
Especially with such a young team this year. Jared Bacon's the only one really with starting experience on this team from last year. They had a very senior-dominated team, and a whistle and a foul. Looks like it's going to be called on number 22, Jaron Proctor.
Well, Proctor there did not get a body. It was neither one of those teams were establishing any type of position. They were just doing it all with the hands, and it's quickly up ahead. And 2 points for Carl Call, number 45.
Good job there by Call going all the way in right there. Is a 3-point back the other way. Vanderswag is good. Nothing but net for Camden.
3 3-pointers for the Dragons.
13-4 Johnston. There's Orrig, and a shot partially tipped there by Kramer, but it was regained there by Sandquist. Almost trying to set up the pick and roll right there. Now they get it.
They were.
Sandquist, he pulls out from the left wing. It is up and a no good. I thought it might come back in, but it didn't. Close to 2 minutes left in the first. Here comes Johnson pressing it up, and looks like a out of bounds maybe, or yep, it's going to be out of bounds off Indianola. And looks like Tyler Piper comes into the game for Indianola.
Not a ton of offense yet, as these two teams are still kind of trying to get things moving. You see the matchup, man-to-man defense by both of these squads.
A nice pass by number 30 Vanderswag to Kramer, and Johnston starting to feel it right now, up 15-4 with just a little bit under 2 to go in the first quarter.
Well, that time the defender sagged off and got beat, so you give Kramer credit there for seeing the weakness.
Vanderswag almost Vanderwerf got in the face. It looks like number 23. Oh, that was Tyler Piper, but Piper does get the layup. Vanderwerf, though, good defense, though. Vanderswag going all the way and tries to pass to Kramer. Indianola was right there to get it, and that's going to be
There were 3 Indians there in the middle of the paint on that play, and it was a touch pass trying to outsmart all of them. I'm not exactly sure that was the best decision, but they saw some weakness. They're lucky to get it back.
Jaden Kephart and number 42 Kenton Toms checks into the game. Haven't seen Toms in a long time. So this is and a whistle and a...
Oh, because the idea they were going to whistle Vanderwerf.
It's going to be on Kevin Call.
They say Colley went in there because he was locked up with Vanderwerf. Vanderwerf was really trying to pin him back on that inbound play, and he flashes now with it.
Vanderwerf driving his way in, puts it up, no good. Kenton Toms with the rebound. Kenton tries to put it back. Body's all over the place. It's still going. It's hot potato, but it's a whistle and a foul, and it's going to be called on Indianola, and it's on number 45, Colley again.
Indianola foul, number 45, Carl Colley.
I'd like to tell you what happened, but I was blocked on that play. I couldn't see anything.
I don't know. It's just Toms was battling for it, and I think Kephart had it in his hands, and it goes to Johnston, and we're back to square one, starting right underneath that same spot on the O of Johnston. And Piper's coming right up and getting right in up on Jared Bacon. And a screen tried to be set, and a foul is called. And that's going to be on Tyler Piper.
Foul number 12, Tyler Piper.
And that's 4 team fouls now on Indianola.
And now Bacon takes it all the way back into the backcourt, and they'll attack.
Bacon, Toms, Vanderswag almost had to pull the jersey. Did number 10. That was Bishop that had to pull the jersey on Vanderwerf. No call. Vanderwerf pulls up for a shot. It's no good.
Kind of an ill-advised shot. That'd be the Fred Hoiberg where you tell him step back of another foot and take the 3.
Exactly. You have got that right. And there's a 3-point shot no good there by Bishop.
Good weak side pickup there. That's the smart. It's not always about that strong side. Sometimes you just hope that caroms off your way.
Johnson probably going to hold for the last shot as we're coming down to 15 seconds left in this first quarter. Johnson up 15-6.
Nobody in the paint.
Bacon trying to work his way around. Bacon's going to go all the way in. He puts up a layup. It's good. Jared Bacon stepping up big tonight. And Jake Bacon gets the steal. He puts it back up. He did it again. Jared Bacon just in like 5 seconds with 4 points. He gets a layup. Then he gets the steal on the inbound play, puts it back up, and it's good. And just like that, Johnston takes a 17-6 lead. Now they have a 19-6 lead going into the first quarter. So going into the second quarter, wow.
Jared Bacon 10, Indianola 6.
Unbelievable. Well, we're going to take a short 30-second timeout here on CISN.TV. We'll be back more with the second quarter right after this.
Miss your hometown clothing store? The one that had it all? Everything to get the work done, all in one place? G&L Clothing is your hometown Iowa store. Stop in and see us. Or we're only a click or phone call away. Family owned for nearly a century. G&L Clothing, 1801 Ingersoll, Des Moines.
G&L Clothing, your size, your style, we've got it all.
We are back live here on CISN.TV, and I just heard from my friend Paul Yeager that Indiana has gone down. So you Iowa Hawkeye fans, you are alone at the top. Wow. I mean, anybody can fall on any given night, but I'm going to tell you, it's going to be a heck of a game come Thursday. Iowa at Maryland. Why doesn't game day go over there on a Thursday night? I mean, come on now.
Well, and here's what I heard yesterday. Originally, that game was slated for ESPNU, but the mothership made the change, and you got a top 10 matchup there on a Thursday night, the second Thursday night or a second week in a row where the Hawks got to go all the way east.
It's nothing they can't handle, I don't think, especially with the season they're having. I mean, when they came to Iowa State and they were up by 20, I'm like, are you kidding me? In Hilton, but we all know how that went down. I'm not going to get into that very much. But we're back at the here, 19-6. Johnston in the lead. Johnston in firm control. They just got to keep playing the way they've been playing, especially in that first half. And Dawson Jones puts it down with 2.
34, Dawson Jones.
Jones did a great post-player textbook move. The pump inside, the spin, and the flush.
Dawson Jones, one of the probably more vastly improved players, is Tyler Piper with a nice move. Puts it up for 2.
He was kind of stuck there. He had lost his dribble, and then he had nothing but to do just kind of go at the hole.
And a foul is going to be called. Dawson Jones tried to go all the way up with it.
Well, I got one more thing I want to finish on the.
Oh, yes.
So yesterday, Iowa was put up to number 3 in the AP rankings, and Chris Hassel used to be at WHO, now at ESPN. He had tweeted, how Iowa had no Iowa State team had been as the free throw is good there by Dawson Jones. No Iowa State team has been better than 3, and Iowa hadn't been 3 in quite some time. But then an Iowa State fan just quickly responded back to him with just a picture of Hawkeye Cyclones from the game back in December with the 1-point win for the Cyclones, and that kind of shut Hassel up.
Oh, Cyclones. And Vanderswag pulls up a 3. It's no good, but it looks like Bacon gets the rebound. He pulls up. Oh, nice job by Jared Bacon. Fake the shot, dish to Jones. That is a Sports Center top 10 play, and almost as a timeout called by Coach Graham. A huge bucket right there. We're going to take a short 30-second timeout. We'll be right back with more on the CISN.TV.
They think they know what special means. At Godfather's Pizza, we do special, and we do it better. We add the T. There's a Godfather specialty pizza with your name on it. Classic combo, all meat combo, hot stuff, taco, yeah, even veggie and more. All of them piled high with the best toppings and 100% real cheese. Treat yourself special. Order specialty pizzas from Godfather's Pizza. The other guy.
Well, we are back live here on CISN.TV, and we have a score of Johnston leading 24-8 over Indianola. And one thing about we were just talking about, about the Chris Hassel tweet. I mean, about Iowa and Iowa State. I mean, really. I mean, both teams. I mean, be nice to see both of them maybe get to the elite. Hopefully, get to the Elite 8 or something like that. I don't want them playing each other. So if I want them to play again, I want them to play in the championship game. I don't think it's going to happen. But
here's the thing. Remember, the first rounds of the tournament are in Des Moines. So you could have an Iowa or Iowa State that plays at Wells Fargo Arena. How would that be?
That would be amazing. I think it's going to be Iowa that's going to be playing in Des Moines, and we'll probably get sent down to St. Louis. I think that's where they had us going. So we don't have a problem with St. Louis at all. But granted, we'd like to play here in Des Moines, but got to win some of those earlier games, Paul. But there's a down hard on the floor. There's Jalen Hunter, and he's called for traveling. What do you have to do if you're Indianola to get back into this game, down 24-8 and just getting dominated in pretty much every area offensively and defensively?
I think you just take some time off the clock, establish an offense, gain some confidence, and just some of those fundamentals, the passing. If you're on defense here, you've got to prevent the entry pass, and now Indianola is going to tick, 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 have a few more fouls.
As Dawson Jones gets called for traveling right there. That's the second one called on Dawson. As I think that's number 32. Orrig brings it. No, that is number 22. Cale Smith brings it up. It's Piper. Gets it to Stanquist. Stanquist is going to pull up for a 3. It's no good. Rebounded by Vanderswag. Jaron Proctor pressing it up the floor. Proctor looking around. Vanderswag now to Kramer. Kramer wants the inside to Jones, and now he's getting guarded nicely there by Stanquist. I think Indianola bringing in a lot of players. Kramer almost lost the handle off the Jones pass. Now he gets it to Jones. Now Jones almost loses it on the Kramer pass, and a foul is called. Or at least I think that might have been a traveling. No, he stepped out of bounds. It looks like number 2, Jensen's going to inbound it.
At the half, North leads in their contest 42-25.
Oh. And who was that against?
And that is against Lincoln.
Okay. As Colley puts it up, and Grant Kramer with a nice block on the shot right there. Vanderswag kind of doing a good job weaving his way right through and gets it across the timeline. And here's Kramer with a long 3, no good. And there goes number 32, Org, goes all the way in, and a foul is called on Bacon.
I thought they were going to whistle him for the travel because he kind of hopped a little bit, but that's the officials say that it was because of the contact. So Bacon with 10 points, 4 of them coming at the end of the first quarter. That was quite a performance at the end.
And that's one thing about Bacon. I mean, I just think, in the 3 years I've been doing Johnston sports, Jared Bacon was one that kind of cracks my list as the top 5 I've seen. He just gets after it out there, and he's such a great leader, especially in the football. Watching him in football, especially this year, is 1 year he started as a senior, and he just made the most of it. There's a long 3 by Jensen was no good, and that gets the rebound, putting it hard off the glass I think that was number 32, Oregon. His shot was no good. Vanderswag into the right wing to Proctor. He gets it to Thompson. Nice shot fake there by Thompson. Couldn't get it.
He had the move and the moment.
Jensen here to Org. Org with a nice fake. Now he's going to try to drive. Colley loses control of it, and Jared Proctor comes up with it, and a foul is going to be called on Colley.
Don't have to make the foul there. You just let him take that. It's kind of a silly foul at that opportunity.
Yeah, it's been kind of a foul-filled night. And here comes Eric Francis into the game. That's his first action. We've seen him starting most of the year, but he is into the game now. And also number 54, Daniel Nussbaum, checks into the game.
He sat that whole first quarter, for what it's worth.
Wow.
Teams sometimes have issues that they deal with. I'm not making any assessment one way or the other. Just pointing it out.
And a foul called on Daniel Nussbaum.
54, dragon foul, Daniel Nussbaum. His first.
Definitely heard the fans into this one a lot more in that girls' game. In fact, I think a lot of the Indianola students left.
Wow.
And the Johnston fans still here, but I think they're busy. They must be watching the game on CISN.TV. I see them on their phones a lot.
Hopefully. And we got
numbers.
And then the jerseys rocking out, too, for Johnson. There's a nice bucket right there by Jaden Kephart.
Kephart did a great job, and Indianola just did nothing to stop him. Got to step in front of that defender and stop the drive. Stop the ball.
Kelly with a fake on Kephart. Gets it to Nussbaum. And a fake. Oh, nice steal there. Proctor got right in the way of it, and we're going back the other way. Indianola just can't seem to buy a bucket. It's going all the way around. Kephart with a running jumper. No good. He almost gets his own rebound. Goes right into the hands of Orwig.
He crashed the boards. I can't say the same for his teammates.
Piper, nice way of working around, but stopped right in his tracks there by Nussbaum as Orwig pulls up a 3. He gets it, and now the scoring drought for Indianola is broken with a nice 3-point shot there by Orwig.
Good look for that pass. We talk about getting that extra pass. They're going to say it's only a 2. His foot must have been on the line. I circled the 3 already.
And then Jaron Proctor just getting called for the traveling right there, and just kind of like one of them, kind of some calls are just like, oh, okay. But yeah, it looks like Proctor.
26-10 with 3:14 to go before half. And so now Indianola can go on a 4-0 run here if they can get a little you can't score 10 without scoring 2. You just got to peck away, chip away.
And that's not what you want to have right there as Piper loses control of it, and then Bacon almost doing a little bit too much, but he gets it, dishes it off to Nussbaum. He puts it up for 2. I thought Bacon kind of going too out of control, but he did a good job of dishing it right off right at the right moment.
You got to play within yourself. Oh, nice pass.
And there's going to be a block foul on Daniel Nussbaum.
That's his second. I'll tell you what, I give credit for Indianola, Evan Gauger, the freshman. I mean, he kind of looks like a freshman when you see him compared to the other ones. Kind of reminds me of, used to play for Ankeny and then Centennial when they made the switch. Byron Harp, he was one of those guys that played real hard but just never could seem to put much mass on the arms. But he played extremely good basketball, kind of that same body type.
Couldn't even get him in the weight room doing something like bench or whatever. There's a poke away there by Jared Bacon.
See, that's that quarterback mentality. You know where the ball is.
he's talented. I mean, he's very just. I mean, like I said, I was just very impressed with his work ethic, and he just got so much better as the year went on. I recall that football season, and it showed. And Johnson's made it farther than they ever had. I know. And
they had a great season, absolutely.
And was within a whisker of getting to the Dome. I mean, I wasn't there. I didn't get to see that game against Valley, but there's a whistle and a call on Dawson Jones.
And say he pushed off on Graham Sandquist underneath. And, Coach Woodley's football squad, incredible run for them this year. And that last-second field goal by Valley, and that put Valley back in the semifinals in the Unidome. They know the way to Cedar Falls from here.
Yeah, I mean, I think it was Johnson played as a three-point shot. Good by number 20. That is Evan Gauger. Francis now gets to Jones, and there's a foul called on Sandquist.
Yeah, that was on the entry pass. He just didn't move his feet and got his hand there. Yeah, I was listening to that game. I believe that was a Friday night game.
Yep.
Valley and Johnson. I was covering state swimming. The girls state swimming up and actually was diving on Friday night. We got done and we were able to listen to the game on the radio on the way back and tried to listen to the Dowling game. That thing was done. Dowling rolled in that quarterfinal. But the Valley Johnston game went all the way down. I think Johnson had a field goal and then Valley went down and got a field goal. Basically, his time expired.
Yeah,
if memory serves me.
It was kind of a tough way to end for Johnston, but like, if you would have asked me if they would have got there after, I think they played Dowling, I don't know if I would have believed you, but wow, what a run they had, and it's definitely showing in some of their players, and I know it'll pay dividends for them down the road as they make both free throws, and here we come back the other way. 2:10 left in the second quarter.
But you gotta replace T-Boy White though, don't you?
Yes, you do. I mean, but they do have a stud in Grant Gosling.
That's right.
I think he returned Brady Jennings. I'm not positive. This Bacon pulls up for a three, no good. Jones gets the rebound. He's got a wide open lane to put it back up, and he can't, but has called for the foul on Dawson Jones.
I think he was thinking flush the whole way there.
Oh, yes.
Indianola foul number 2, Jack Jensen. That's his second. At the line, shooting 2, Dawson Jones.
And Jones makes the first one. 31-13, 18 fouls on Indianola compared to, it looks like 5 on Johnston. Misses the back end on that one, and here we go down the floor. Tyler Piper being guarded by Bacon. Tried to pass right there. Almost looked like he traveled. Jack Jensen pulls up for a three. It's no good. Dawson Jones with the rebound. He's trying to lost control of his own dribble right there, and he gives it right back to Indianola. And here they come right back. They are quick. And nice steal there by Grant Kramer. And it's important to slow down here as Kephart goes all the way. Great job by Jaden Kephart. Just couldn't get the finisher. And Jones almost got the.
I think Jones came flying through. So Johnson next year will play in the District 1 with East, Roosevelt, Sioux City East, Sioux City North, and Waukee.
And that is for?
That is for football.
Oh, okay. So
the new district there. So they don't have to play Dowling or Valley on the.
It looks like on the cross district. Looks like they'll be playing Dowling.
You never know how So what happens, from my understanding and the way it didn't change, is as the shot is no good. Sorry. As we approach a minute, is that you put in who you would like to play.
Bacon for three on the left wing. Good, Jared Bacon doing what he does best behind the three-point line.
And so that's 3 3-pointers for Bacon. And so the two athletic directors would say, all right, Indianola, we want to play you. Waukee, we want to play you. And then the union or the association will say, okay, these two want to play. And you try to find those. And sometimes you find one that says, we want this one, we want this one. And so there's a little bit of schedule making that has to be made beyond the athletic director's control. Because sometimes some schools, I don't think a Des Moines North is looking to schedule a Dowling or a Valley, but sometimes you are. Guarantee you'll see Valley and Dowling play in that non-district game. That's a great gate. It's a great football game, great atmosphere. And then it's a matter of, a Southeast Polk, who do they mix in with? And You know, where do you want? You want good games, or do you want to just get some W's?
And I also noticed one thing about football this year is we're coming near the end of the second quarter. They're only taking the top 2 in the district, it looks like, now this year. And one thing I say that is my senior year, Paul, we had a really good football team, and we lost 2 games in our district, and we finished 3rd. So looking back on it, I'm like, I'm glad they changed it now rather than back then, or a good team would have missed out on the playoffs. But I think that just adds more to the excitement, I believe.
Yeah, and it makes the regular season count more, and that is they cut the playoff field in half.
As Vanderwerf comes in, we got about 3 seconds left. Bacon's going to pull it for a 3. He's going to make it. He does it again from the end of the game, and that's how it's going to end. Going in to the halftime break, Johnston rolling 37-14. Jared Bacon has been great. 16 points for Bacon so far, and a lot of those, how many of those have come from the three-point line? 4 from the three-point line. Unbelievable so far from Jared Bacon. So what do we have so far, Paul? Like, what have you seen so far? It's been sort of a one-sided affair. Johnston's just having their way all game.
Yeah, Johnston really, if you take Jared Bacon 4 3-pointers, so that's 12 from behind. Then he's got 4 more. So he's at 16. He almost, he is outscoring the Indians. Then you have 5 for Dawson Jones, 2 for Daniel Nussbaum, 2 for Grant Kramer, 2 for Jaden Kephart, and 2 for Jaron Proctor. For the Indians, who have 14, it is 4 for Tyler Piper, 3 for Evan Gauger, the freshman, Graham Sandquist with 2, Schaefer Orwig for 2, and Carl Colley with 2. And that's how you get it to be 37-14. Maybe this junior boys game will be a little
more competitive,
exciting.
So maybe we'll take like about a 3-minute timeout, a 3-minute break here on CISN.TV. Once again, your halftime score, Johnston leading 37-14 over Indianola. We'll be right back. More right after this.
Hi, Ron here, head coach of Westside Auto Pros. When your car's on the injured reserve, you want to get it back in the game as soon as possible. I know that. That's why you need to bring it here to Westside Auto Pros. I have a team of experts that can fix almost every automotive injury. Whether it's a fractured joint, a brake, or if your car just got its bell rung, no problem. We can even do a complete physical on your car to make sure it's game ready for the entire season. So bring your car to Westside Auto Pros and we'll get it back in the starting lineup in no time. Hey, you guys are dogging it back here. Let's move it, move it, move it.
To $12,000 off select new Silverado All-Star Edition crew cabs at Schottenkirk Chevy in Waukee. New 2016 Cruise, only $9.99 to its signing, and that includes all taxes and fees. Only $159 per month. New 2016 Silverado All-Star Edition Double Cab 4x4, only $17.50 to its signing, and that includes all taxes and fees. Only $2.99 per month. Ring in the new year with a low payment. New 2016 Malibu, only $9.99 to its signing, includes all taxes and fees. Only $185 per month. Hurry in for best selection. Schottenkirk Chevrolet on the west end of Hickman, Waukee.
Here at Fireplace Superstore, we're building a new building because we wanted to add a little bit of room. Well, maybe more than just a little room. Mother Nature may have delayed our construction, but she hasn't delayed the sale. We're still making deals. So now's the time to beat the rush and come in to get the best deals on Central Iowa's largest selection of heat and glow fireplaces and gas inserts. Stop in today and see our fire experts. We'll find the heat and glow fireplace that's the best for your family at the best prices of the season. Heat and Glow, nobody builds a better fire.
Miss your hometown clothing store? The one that had it all? Everything to get the work done, all in one place? G&L Clothing is your hometown Iowa store. Stop in and see us. Or we're only a click or phone call away. Family owned for nearly a century. G&L Clothing, 1801 Ingersoll, Des Moines.
G&L Clothing, your size, your style, we've got it all.
They think they know what special means. At Godfather's Pizza, we do special, and we do it better. We add the T. There's a Godfather specialty pizza with your name on it. Classic combo, all meat combo, hot stuff, taco, yeah, even veggie and more. All of them piled high with the best toppings and 100% real cheese. Treat yourself special. Order specialty pizzas from Godfather's Pizza.
Hi, Ron here, head coach of Westside Auto Pros. When your car's on the injured reserve, you want to get it back in the game as soon as possible. I know that. That's why you need to bring it here to Westside Auto Pros. I have a team of experts that can fix almost every automotive injury. Whether it's a fractured joint, a brake, or if your car just got its bell rung, no problem. We can even do a complete physical on your car to make sure it's game ready for the entire season. So bring your car to Westside Auto Pros and we'll get it back in the starting lineup in no time. Hey, you guys are dogging it back here. Let's move it, move it, move it.
Welcome back to CISN.TV. Live here at Johnston High School. You're looking at some future Johnston Dragons on the floor right now. I'm Kay Jones along with Paul Yeager, producer Justin Halderson, and the man on the camera, the guru, Pete Tarpey as well. So we were just here at halftime between Johnston and Indianola. Well, Paul, we were just talking, district football. I mean, that's one thing about Johnston's district. I mean, you see some, Des Moines teams, but then again, they maintain, that rivalry too with Waukee, I noticed, and boy, those are always some fun games. I know when Johnson and Waukee play each other.
Well, and Waukee will have to replace a 3-year starting quarterback. They'll have to replace a couple of key skill players. I want to say that don't they have a Bacon as well? That's a Rose. Adam Rose is on that squad. I want to say he's an underclassman, but I could be losing my memory there. So Des Moines East, Des Moines Roosevelt, which will have a new coach next year. Johnston, Sioux City East, Sioux City North, and Waukee. Now East, the Black Raiders, they have been in the playoffs the last few years, and so that's a competitive district for those top three. District 2, Ames, Centennial, Council Bluffs, Abraham Lincoln, Des Moines Lincoln, Dowling, and Sioux City West. So you've only got, if you're Dowling and Centennial, you've only got each other in the Metro. And you could say that even Centennial's not even in the Metro. So that's a lot. Well, I guess Lincoln. You've got you got to go to Council Bluffs, Sioux City. So you got to go one in each town for that district. So that's a monster travel. Ames, Centennial, which was a playoff team last year that lost to Johnston, actually.
Yeah, Johnston
That's
played
right.
a heck of a game.
And then Abraham Lincoln, which has made the playoffs before. Lincoln, which I think will have – no, that was a new coach last year. Dowling, who, by the way, going for their 4th straight state title.
Unbelievable.
I mean, and to think about the Maroons, in that opening game, which they were supposed to play against Xavier, but they were rained out in football, they were starting 22 different starters. That's every position. The only one who was back was Michael Zachary, and he had to sit out for a couple of games to start the season, and they still won the title going away. District 3, Ankeny, Thomas Jefferson at Council Bluffs, Hoover, North, Lewis Central, and Urbandale. That district to me is wide open. Lewis Central, probably they'll have their quarterback back. And that is the coach's son, and he'll either be a junior or a sophomore next year. I can't quite remember. Ankeny has to do a lot of replacing of players. They were very senior-heavy this year. TJ always seems like they're kind of working through on the uphill battle. Hoover and North, and then Urbandale. That is, I think, one of the most wide-open districts that you'll have, and that's District 3. District 4, Fort Dodge, Indianola, Marshalltown. Newton comes back to 4A. Southeast Polk and Valley. So Fort Dodge, very good program last year. Indianola starting to put some things together with Coach Kluver. Marshalltown, Newton, Southeast Polk and Valley. So Southeast Polk, which will have head coach Brad Zelenovich back in his 2nd season, and then Valley, Rocky Lombardi will start his 3rd season as of now as their the guy, but they're replacing some all-state players. They lose John Reardon, who's going to go to Nebraska. They lose Sam Rogers off the line. But they will have Tyus they'll have Mason. I want to say Tyus, but that's his brother. Tyus is his brother.
Yeah, Ty.
Who's the younger one?
I say
John, help me out.
So one thing I know, Ty is
Oh,
he
for
was
the
in
love
my
of it.
grade.
Brad Rose, I hope you're not listening. Or Coach Swenson. Mason, the younger brother of Tyus. How about we'll just leave it at that? We're going to move on. District 5 then gets, this is where it gets a little fun. Cedar Falls, Cedar Rapids Jefferson, Cedar Rapids Washington, Mason City, Waterloo East, and Waterloo West. That's almost, take out the 2 Cedar Rapids schools, that's half of the realignment of the old Big 8. You just need Marshalltown, and you need, I'm drawing a blank on who else you need out of that district, but you're getting close back to, Javon Mason. Javon Mason. District 6, Davenport West, Dubuque Hempstead, Dubuque Senior, Epworth of Western Dubuque, who also has to go up to 4A, North Scott of Eldridge and Pleasant Valley, District 7, Bettendorf, Clinton, Central of Davenport, North of Davenport, City High, and Muscatine. That's a brutal district. Bettendorf and City High in that district. Muscatine and Clinton. Clinton's had some good teams lately as well in District 8. Burlington, Kennedy, Iowa City West, Linn-Mar, Ottumwa, and Prairie of Cedar Rapids. So you have Ottumwa that had been coming west, now has to go east to go play Cedar Rapids, and then they're going to have that, I guess they don't have to go all the way to, they have to go to Burlington. Ottumwa to Burlington's not that bad of a drive, but they don't have to go to Davenport.
Yeah, it's kind of, when you say Bettendorf City High, that makes me think of the old Tim Dwight versus Tavian Banks games. And I recall somebody saying that's the greatest 4A game ever played and a quarterfinal game played at City High, something like that.
Okay, yeah, in the playoff. I still think the City High Dowling game was pretty darn good in that state championship game in 2010. That was a pretty good one. But, you want to talk basketball in the second half, or should we do more football? I'm good. You want to talk hockey? Find somebody else, Peter, because it ain't me.
Because we go back here, we got Johnston leading 37-14, just thoroughly just dominating Indianola, just having their way with them. And hopefully, I think the goal really, Paul, is to kind of continue, like, doing what you're doing, clean the bench. And here's Jared Bacon's going for 3 from the right wing.
Oh, wow.
He is... Wow. The improvement that Bacon has made, especially from his junior year to his senior year, has been amazing. He has 19 on the game so far.
And 5 of them have been 3 balls. Oh, and Ramel.
Sandquist misses
on
the 3-point shot, but it is rebounded there by Indianola and misses it. And here they come back the other way. Vanderswag, he's going to lap it after Dawson Jones. He gets it. He's going to put it back up for the reverse layup. He got it. 42-14 now. Dawson Jones puts up for 2.
He now has 3 free throws and 3 field goals for 10.
There's a nice drive to the basket there by Gauger, and it's good.
Got to clear up a little football there. Fort Dodge and Marshalltown were the old Big 8 schools.
Oh, wow.
And I'd forgotten that one, but Ramel Slaughter, RHS76 on Twitter, coming through again, our old partner.
44-16 off the nice drive there by Jaron Proctor.
Now you're just having a little more free game here. That's kind of fun.
Oh, yes. The biggest thing right now is just for Johnston just to kind of keep up the pressure and get – there's a 3-point shot there by Sandquist. And, the Indianola is not going to give up.
Give them credit. Now they just need to pitch a stop here.
And there's a foul. I thought maybe a jump ball right there, but it's going to be a foul called on Jalen Hunter.
Boy, Hunter's a strong-looking kid in that upper body, isn't he?
Oh, yes. I mean, very, very – wow.
Maybe he could share a little bit of that with Gauger.
Yeah.
Hey, buddy, watch how I lift.
Give maybe a couple more years on Gauger, I think. Maybe put that meat on them bones. So there's a first shot is good there by Dawson. See, one thing I noticed, Paul, is Wade Lickingbill is doing the play-by-play down there.
BJ Shaven doing play-by-play, and then Wade is the color of the media com.
Color, yep. Wade, remember his days at Iowa, but here's a good Hunter brings it up the floor. He's going to get Sandquist. Imagine when you get Graham Sandquist involved and they put it up, it's no good. And now this ball is being tipped up, and Jaron Proctor comes up with it. Proctor gets it to Vanderswag. Vanderswag 1 to 3 now. He just gets to Proctor. He gets it to Bacon. I thought he might pull up right there, and no, he doesn't. But Kramer puts it up, and Jones is called for the foul.
Johnston did a good job passing that, and they all kind of drove, looked, kicked, drove. Instead, you can do it one of 2 ways. You can kind of dive and see where that, if there's any holes that you can punch in that, or swing that thing quicker around, and you might just get on that fourth pass a wide open look.
Bacon with 19, Jones with 12. Both those players doing a very good job, and going all the way in is number Orwig couldn't get it to fall, and the ball's still on the floor. It's still going. Bacon has it now. Bacon's going to go. No, a nice pass by Bacon behind his back. Are you kidding me? To get it to Vanderswag, who puts it in for 2. Oh, my goodness.
That's a top 10
Wow.
highlight right there. Behind the back pass. Oh,
Jared Bacon is awesome tonight. And there's a ball. Looks like it was. I thought it was on the floor right there, and it's going to be a missed shot. It was rebounded there by Vanderswag.
Bacon's got 19. You think he can get 21?
I think so, as Vanderswag puts it up. And unbelievable, and a timeout called by Coach Graham. And Johnston is feeling it. Up 51-19 over Indianola. Been a good night so far for the Dragons tonight. We're going to take a short 30-second timeout here on the CISN.TV. We'll be back right after this.
Get up to $12,000 off select new Silverado All-Star Edition crew cabs at Schottenkirk Chevy in Waukee. New 2016 Cruise, only $9.99 to its signing, and that includes all taxes and fees. Only $159 per month. New 2016 Silverado All-Star Edition Double Cab 4x4, only $17.50 to its signing, and that includes all taxes and fees. Only $2.99 per month. Ring in the new year with a low payment. New 2016 Malibu, only $9.99 to its signing, includes all taxes and fees. Only $185 per month. Hurry in for best selection. Schottenkirk Chevrolet on the west end of Hickman, Waukee. Through the end of the month.
Right back here on CISN.TV. Johnson up 51-19. And Paul, what was the, I know with it being such a big wide spread, and you hate to bring this in right now, but as far as like when does the continuous clock start, as far as like a mercy rule? I know it's like a 35 points.
Yeah, and it should be if you can get Johnston to get 3 more points here, we're going to have a continuous clock. And that's player safety. But the problem with that is then if you are the team who's up or down, you don't get an opportunity to build that bench or get some of those guys because the minutes just melt so much quicker. But we're about to see it.
And just off the foot there of Colley, but he dishes it out to Sandquist. He puts it back up. And, give an effort. That's the biggest thing when you're down by this much, just continue top effort.
Well, that stops a 14-5 run to start the second half.
And Bacon pulls up for again. And you got to be kidding me. He hits it again, 22 points.
I said just 20, and here he goes and gets 22. I mean, wow. Way to.
He proved you wrong, Paul.
I know.
And is out of bounds going with Johnson as Eric Francis comes in for, I think that's Vanderswag. Yep.
Replacing number 30, Camden Vanderswag.
Hey, this is a good night for the Dragons right now. And if, this would be 3 in a row.
Yep. Now you make it 3 out of 4.
That becomes a habit. That's a streak.
Yeah, I mean, and season's not over yet. I think it's Coach. I mean, you look at last year. I mean, they were kind of struggling. But one thing about Coach Sandquist, I think he just said, we're playing good. As he pulls up for another 3, and this young man is he can't miss.
That's 7 3-pointers.
Bacon, oh my goodness, the hot hand is wow. 25, and you just heard Paul say 7 3-pointers. That doesn't happen very often.
Can you say it smells like bacon in here?
I think it does.
He is on fire.
Maybe a little Harlan.
Sizzling. He's frying them up. He is frying up the Indians, John.
Frying up that bacon is bacon.
Shaking bacon. What else do you want? You want something else? What else? I'm giving you leads here.
And they take
it's bacon. It is Bacon Fest tonight at Johnston. There you go.
And they take Jared Bacon out of the game. And good job there by Coach Sandquist. I mean, we like having you in there, but it's one of them things like, well, we kind of, we are up 57-23, and is missing them that free throw there was Sandquist, and here they come back up the other way. Looks like number 44 checked into the game for Johnson. That was Nick Voss. He came in for Bacon. Kephart has it swiped away.
Steal. Nice steal.
And here comes Indianola the other way, and the shot was really highly contested there by number 22, Francis, as Cale Smith will probably is going to go to the line to shoot some free throws.
Good aggressive hole and drive there. I like that. I mean, that's the thing. You could easily just pull that out and work for a shot, but you got to give Indianola credit driving right for the basket.
Indianola's not giving up. Back to looks like that's a 33-point advantage for Johnston, 57-24, 3:30 left in the third.
Sandquist with 10 for the Indians, and he is the only double figures player for Indianola.
All the way at the other end is Kenton Toms. He stops on the dime, puts it back up. It's good. Good job. Heads up play there by Johnson. And Indianola's kind of loafing. It's like, hey, you're down there, take it.
And now you've got your 35.
He pulls up for a nice shot. Is no good. Rebounded by Francis. Bringing up is Jaden Kephart. Kephart lobs it to Toms. He's going to try to put it back up. Now he dishes it out to Francis. He pulls up for a 3-ball. It's good. 62-24. Eric Francis for 3.
That's his first 3 points of the game.
And I think those guys at the end of bench for Johnson are getting a little excited probably right now. As Kephart brings it in, the rebound. And nice try to pass there to Francis, and it's kind of a little bit too hard right there.
For the Indians, number 24, Colin Fitzgerald.
And the clock does run here at the 2.5 mark.
And just needs a couple more shots. I mean, probably, I don't know how far you can get back into the game, but I mean, just make it a little respectable as far as just stay in the course pretty much.
This one's gotten late here. It's already 9:20 tonight.
Wow.
It's going to be past my bedtime.
There's a shot put up by Indianola. Is no good. Rebounded by Vanderwerf. Nice job by Devin coming down hard with that.
You college guys stay up a lot later than the rest of us.
I got to get in those books once sometimes.
Isn't this studying tonight?
Yeah, tonight's a study night. And there's a foul called underneath. Looks like on Kenton Toms, I believe.
And
actually a 3-second violation, I believe. Yep, 3 second.
And it looks like we're going to have a new 5 coming in for Johnston.
I mean, it looks like number 52, Jacob Meyer, number 40, Nick Lucas, number 24, Blake Bergstrom, number 4, Nathan Buckaloo, and that's number 32. They call him the Goose, Grant Gosling. At least I remember my good friend, Brandon Cleve, saying that's what they called him. I always thought that was kind of funny how they called him Goose. So his shot was no good right there, and a foul was called. With Buckaloo bringing it up. A whole new cast of 5 in for Johnston. There's Gosling. He's going to put up 3, didn't. Oh. And Grant's called for a traveling.
And you can tell, you know how good he is in other sports. He's built a little.
It's a different build on Mr. Gosling.
It's a much different build. That guy spent some time in the weight room, and it shows.
It's a Goose. You can run with the football. You can't run with the basketball.
You got to dribble it every once in a while.
Yeah, you got to dribble it. He was a fun player to watch this past fall. As the foul was called on number 12, Tyler Piper.
So let's see. If we go back to our football conversation, if I remember my article correctly, we'll see. What's that? It should be.
Is it going to inbound it?
Because it goes 35, and then I think it drops to it. It let you go until 32. It doesn't just once you lose it. Oh,
the Goose tried to put it back up, but he couldn't. Tried to put up a 3 on the right wing, couldn't. Looks like Indianola's going to get one more shot, and he puts it up. Tyler Piper, no good. And that's the way we're going to go into the third quarter. Johnston in firm control, leading 62-24. We'll take a short 30-second timeout. We'll be back live with more on CISN.TV.
Fireplace Superstore, we're building a new building because we wanted to add a little bit of room. Well, maybe more than just a little room. Mother Nature may have delayed our construction, but she hasn't delayed the sale. We're still making deals. So now's the time to beat the rush and come in to get the best deals on Central Iowa's largest selection of heat and glow fireplaces and gas inserts. Stop in today and see our fire experts. We'll find the heat and glow fireplace that's the best for your family at the best prices of the season. Heat and Glow, nobody builds a better fire.
And we're back live here on CISN.TV. Going to bring you the fourth quarter. Johnston leading in firm control, 62-24. Paul, one-sided affair. What do you say if you're Coach Graham for Indianola?
You just, hey, get better. One pass, one play at a time. And you hate to say it, you just don't get hurt. You can't say to your guys, don't get hurt. You just don't want your guys to get hurt. But, this is an opportunity for some guys to play. And you just have to keep building. Win number 3 might not be tonight, but if we keep working hard and we can win the quarter, do what you can here. You dropped that last quarter 25-10. Do your part to win this quarter. Build, have something to take that trip home.
One thing I look at when I look at the Johnston, the future schedule for both the girls and the boys, when you come up, next coming games, they play at Urbandale. That's a rivalry game. You've got to be up for that one. They go to Fort Dodge. It's going to be another tough game as Bacon pulls up for a 3. Didn't actually get that one, Paul, but he
sat a little too long. His hand cooled.
And you win these 2 games, that's 7 wins, and then you got a big game against Dowling Catholic and then Des Moines Roosevelt. I mean, it's not over yet for this Johnston Dragon team, who has lost some close games, I know, during the season. There's a steal here by Dawson Jones. He's going to put it up for a dunk, I think, and gets called for traveling.
Yeah, you thought about it, the 1-2 step shuffle. So now the starters get a little more time. You do need to get some workout tonight, and that's what you're doing if you're Coach Sandquist.
And a foul is called, pointing at somebody underneath. Somebody's the culprit, and it's number 10, Grant Kramer.
Dragon foul for 10, Grant Kramer. His first.
Indianola inbounded here. Indianola also has a nice deep bench, just hasn't been resulting in what they really hoped for some quality wins. As a foul is called to number 22, I believe, Cale Smith. That's on Colin Fitzgerald.
Well, Johnston started hot, out to a 19-6 lead. And then they won the next quarter 18-8, and then the third quarter 25-10 for a total of 62-24. So they have dominated each quarter, and it's been hot shooting by Jared Bacon.
There's Grant Kramer with the rebound off the Dawson Jones missed three-point shot, and this foul is called. I thought maybe a charge right there, but to no avail. 5:58 left in the fourth.
You know, and Dowling proves that game on January 5th. That could be a nice doubleheader. You know, the boys have played well for Coach Michael Connor there on Buffalo Road. And the girls, Bob and Sharon Hansen, always have a great team. That's another one of those bellwether games. I think Dowling is one of those teams on the girls' side as you look to it, Cade. I think it's tough to pick against the Maroons anytime Bob and Sharon are on the sidelines. Becca Hittner is just so good for the maroon and white. And she, you know, she gets asked to do a lot of things as another whistle here, and we'll stop the clock again to shoot some more free throws. You know, you need her to score, they score. They need her to play tough defense, she plays tough defense. You know, 2 years ago in that championship game against Southeast Polk, you know, she had the tough assignment in that one, and that could be one of the reasons they won that night, as the free throw is up and good.
Devin Vanderwood checks it for Grant Kramer.
Kenton Toms. And, you know, you look at 5A for girls, and we'll get those pairings on Monday. You just think it's going to be hard to not have as your top seeds Johnston, Dowling, I think Indianola still, and I think probably Centennial. As Centennial pulled off the win tonight against Dowling, so I think those are your 4 top ones on this side. And then you look at a Valley is going to have to play their way in. A Southeast Polk's going to have to play their way in over a top seed. It also depends on which of those two of those schools could go east, because you have Cedar Rapids Kennedy, you have City High playing well, City West, Iowa City West playing well, and then Linn-Mar. You got 3 decent teams. Davenport North is a wild card. You know, you look at their competition. They have some good athletes, just not a ton of depth is what's going to hold them back.
Wow. This is a Jack 3-pointer shot by Jack Jensen, so it's going to be a competitive field. Especially, yeah, when you talk about Bob, the coaches over at Dowling, yeah.
Bob and Sharon, you know, it's hard, you know, you can never, I mean, they just game plan and scheme so well, and they get those girls ready to play.
And Daniel Nussbaum, nice job there. Assist there by, I think it was Eric Francis. It was a nice job by Nussbaum. But one thing I love about Paul, my very last game ever doing a Johnston athletic event, being a senior, I'm glad I get to end with Johnston versus Urbandale. Out of all schools I can end with, I'm glad I can end with that one, because that definitely, out of all 3 years, all the years I've done this, that's definitely the most fun games.
Yeah, and that, you know, with your towns so close to one another, and you're right next to each other, and you know, and that's the fun thing about the CIML, you know, is how these kids know each other. They play on teams. They played on travel teams since they were kids. They just know each other. There's not as much of that mystique of, oh, they're Urbandale. No, you know them because you hang out with them, or we grew up and we go to church together, or you do all sorts of things together, and that's what makes it fun too. Because you want to beat your friend.
Oh yes. There's a shot. Daniel Nussbaum's on a roll so far on these possessions. Johnston up 68-27. You just feel bad for Indianola right now. There's a 3-point shot by number 30. That was a good job pulling up right there by Indianola. Was Gavin Smith's shot was no good. Passing around. I thought Nussbaum was going to take that 3-point shot. He doesn't, and traveling called on Kenton Toms.
Well, on the boys' side in 4A, you still have the Valley Tigers. They are the class of this side of the state, if not the class of the entire state. But nobody wants to play Iowa City West at any point if they can help it. It's just two great squads, and Valley does it with Quinton and Marble, and they do a lot of things, and their coach knows what he's doing. He took Southeast Polk to the championship when he was coaching over there. It's been a good year for Valley. It's just a matter of can they take that next step. Last year they got to that final game against West, but Iowa City West is just so good, locked with talent.
Yeah, I mean, I grew up, Paul, on that side of the state, and one thing you always hear, state wrestling was always a big thing, especially with the number of wrestlers that grew up in my area. But one thing, you couldn't have wrestling all without hearing about Iowa City West, because they had Jeremy Morgan, they had Wyatt Lowhouse, they had Jake Guyton, they had there's another, I seem to lost track. What's his name? Dondre Alexander was another one, and his name was Isaiah Beatty Gaddy. I just know him personally. We were pretty good friends, so that's one program you did hear about, and I think they won 2 straight state championships. I know in that era. I mean, like you said, they're a tough team again this year. So, what a final that would be if if Valley and West played each other.
Right, and it would be a rematch of last year. And you got a McCaffrey that plays for City West, the Iowa recruit. They cut down on travel recruiting expenses to get that guy.
Oh, yeah. I can't imagine it was not too hard of a job to recruit.
Well, he wouldn't be the first guy whose dad is a Division I coach and gone somewhere else. It has happened.
Yep. I can recall a defensive end named Brian Madison for Iowa, great defensive end. Dad coached down at Florida, as a matter of fact. It was always just kind of interesting when they played each other. I think it was in the Outback Bowl one year. Father-son played each other. Couldn't have been easy.
Well, I know on the eastern side of the state, a lot of those teams don't want to play West. They flat out, they're just so good. And, Linmar gave them a really good game here last week. It just looks to be, I've seen Iowa City West once on television this year. I've paid a lot closer attention to the girls. In fact, Iowa City West came and played Valley girls at Wells Fargo Arena. The three-pointer is good.
And Evan Gauger makes a three-point shot, takes it back to a 68-29. And number 24 checking into the game for Johnston. I think that's Blake Bergstrom.
Still a 37-point lead, so we'll have continuous clock as they stop it.
And Buckaloo loses control of it, and it's out of bounds. 1:30 left in the fourth quarter.
Well, and I did see Ankeny and Centennial Friday night, and that was a crosstown rivalry. And Centennial was ranked 9th coming into that game, and I think Ankeny was ranked 5th. Nice, another three-pointer by Gauger.
There's no more 35-point rule now, so that's good to get. I mean, it could be activated again pretty soon, but Blake Bergstrom shoots a three. No good. And I think if he got the rebound, trying to put it back up is number 52, Meyer. And a foul is called.
Jump ball.
Oh, jump ball.
Oh,
they
jump
call
ball.
it jump ball. Okay. Ankeny, I believe Ankeny, Dowling, and Des Moines North are all in the same district for boys tournament. That's a tough district because all three of those could make a case. Ankeny was fun to watch. Oh, nice.
Blake Bergstrom for three, and a little attitude to show for it, too. 40 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Johnson's going to enjoy a sweet victory tonight. But one thing about Indianola, they just kind of stay the course, and you're out of it right now, but I mean, I think that's the one thing. It's a teaching moment for Coach Graham. I mean, just go back to work tomorrow. As looks like shooting 2 is going to be Evan Gallagher. We've talked about him a couple times. He has 13 points.
Well, yeah, and he's had a really good fourth quarter here.
He makes that 14, so good for the young freshman Evan Gallagher.
So that's somebody that you can build on. Get him that experience.
There's Gosling going all the way up like a fullback. Well, when I say like a fullback, he is a fullback. Well, I take that back. He's a running. I don't know what he is because I just know it's him and T-Boy White were in the backfield pretty much, and Gus Ghanaian was the other one. So.
So right now, Indianola is winning this quarter. So you can say that, we won the fourth quarter. And you played against the starters for Johnston.
It's definitely a learning moment right here, like you said, just for Indianola. Just, you win the fourth quarter. I mean, you shows that, hey, just keep playing. And Gosling missed them both as Meyer gets the rebound. Gosling dishes over here to Nick Voss, and Nick Voss puts it up for 2. Good for Nick. Actually, Nick Lucas. Sorry, that was Nick Voss is number 44. That was Nick Lucas. As 3-point shot goes no good, foul out of bounds, and this clock's probably going to run out here with just under 10 seconds left. It's Johnston winning 73-38. If they dish it in, they can get a shot off here, maybe. No, I don't think they're going to, as Buckaloo puts up a shot. It's no good.
He tried.
He tried for it, but nonetheless, Johnston with a dominating win here tonight, 73-38. They'll improve to 5-9. Indianola will fall to 2-12. And, I mean, nothing more to say is Johnston, Jared, it was Baconator time, I think.
It was. It was Bacon Fest. He just flat out dominated. 25 points tonight to lead a 73-38 victory. So the Indians will fall to 2-12, where the Dragons 5-9, 3 in a row.
Well, that's what it comes down to. Johnston goes to 5-9. Johnston clean sweep here tonight, Paul, between girls and boys. They go 2-0. Indianola, tough loss for the girls and for the boys, but learn from it, come back tomorrow. So that's where we're going to wrap it up here for tonight. For Peter Tarpey on camera, Justin Hallerson, our producer, and Paul Yeager, I'm Kate Jones signing off for CISN.TV. We'll see you next time.